Hello.
Hello.
Hey, so I will take us back to the overworld, not the world map, the Stolen Lands. So last session. Sure this music's the right one and not got. Yeah, that is right. So you guys are all the way down here at the Dragonleaf Gulch, which I do need to turn into a visible map note for you. There we go. So yeah, you were just out off exploring, I believe, having just finished up with the hunting grounds after some unexpected things happening at the hunting ground. It was a bit weird. There's like a lot of large monsters there, which didn't make a lot of sense. And then Timmel, the stable hand, exploded, and a basilisk appeared. Killed it. You kind of didn't find anything of note, and then you carried on exploring, and you went down here to Dragonleaf Gulch, and that's where we left it last time. So, what did you guys want to do?
I think we were trying to just clear out the remainder of these hexes, no? And just like explore the rest.
Yeah, because you're now venturing into... what's this area called? The Selen Hills.
Yeah, exactly. Because we finished up the bottom pieces here,
Mm-hmm.
and we got all this hex. It belongs to the lake there.
Yeah, so I should probably reconnoiter that one as well. Yeah, because you've reconnoitered all the way across here now. Well, except Candlemere Island, you haven't gone there yet.
We're saving that one for later.
So, what's the plan?
Well, what does the team think? Should we continue exploring the Selen Hills before returning back home? We can swing by Candlemere Island if we'd like.
I should say that when you're traveling along a river, it lowers the difficulty of the terrain by 1. So mountains that are normally meant to be very difficult terrain. I don't know why they're just saying it's... oh, sorry, these are difficult terrain because there's a river in them, versus greater difficult terrain when there isn't.
No, the rest is also difficult terrain.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Oh, yeah.
Unless we're going to the spider fields that I was wanting to go to, I think we should make sure our neighboring areas are explored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And Candlemere Island as well sounds good.
Yeah. If we can ford the river or some such, I think going around the bottom and back up through the Candlemere Island would be good.
So where's your first point of call? You want to ping the map where you want to move to next?
We just go here and then left, right? Or are we going here and then left?
Oh, I was trying to find all these things you guys were talking about. The spider fields are all the way up there, jeez.
Yeah.
I managed to send a scouting party out to find some ogre spiders.
Damn.
Because
See, I thought I was getting this confused with us, and I was like, wait, how the hell are we over here? And like, where are you talking about going? And then I realized, no, we're all the way over here.
But yeah, I don't mind. I'm not like picky.
So you're talking about going along that river, like...
But like the bottom of it, because we've already explored it, right?
Yeah.
We've reconnoitered all...
Yeah.
So yeah, along the
Yeah,
bottom.
Yeah, so to here
And
I
first.
feel like-
Candlemere?
I mean, we will eventually just like leave this unexplored if that's the case, but maybe we'll like come around and take the bottom row and then turn
Yep.
up there. So
Okay.
we'll see.
So
We'll see where we end up.
they're traveling to get you there. And then you choose to reconnoiter it. Can I do...
Yeah, we have the 3 actions, right? We can like move, reconnoiter, move, reconnoiter,
yes.
move, reconnoiter.
Yes, you can. Yeah, because these are hills.
The tango.
Sorry, I just got to open up. Is there a way I can do mass perception checks, I wonder?
I know you can request mass rolls, but
Okay, kind of. Typical. Okay, I'm getting all of your 20s out of the way.
I needed those.
So this area here, let me quickly take ownership. So succeeding at the perception check whilst reconnoitering this hex allows you to notice a strange and somewhat unsettling sound, almost as if the whispering of a group of hidden conspirators were carried on the wind that blows through an otherwise unremarkable dale between 2 hills. 2 of you rolled a critical success, which notices numerous small holes in the ground and hillside. As the wind blows over these narrow fissures, it generates the unsettling noise. As you peer into these small fissures, you're greeted by a wondrous sight, a glittering collection of crystals. The narrow caverns that riddle this area contain a sizable deposit of gemstones, providing an excellent economic resource for a kingdom that claims this hex. The resource here is a gemstone deposit that allows for a specialised mine to be built in this hex. If you claim this hex and then establish a mine work site, the mine generates 1 luxury commodity each turn rather than ore.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Okay, then camping.
Yippee!
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay. Okay.
Okay. I just need a hunting gathering.
On a...
It's one of
Okay.
those evenings.
It
Oh,
do
I
be, it do
hadn't
be.
even changed it to the Selling Hills. Oh, I'm such a moron. Never mind. Okay, cooking.
Let's do an old normal. Let's see here. I should have also a status bonus, I believe it is, for my feat that makes me better at cooking. Hold on one moment, let me double check that. Seasoned. Circumstance bonus, yes. How does that work when you have a negative circumstance bonus also?
Put them both on, or turn them both off, as they kind of counter each other.
They do indeed. Boom. The
Jeez.
mega rice.
Yeah.
Mega rights.
You got with you? You got knock knock and
Echinacea.
Yeah.
Why does it say they're skipping meals, bro? Have them...
Because they
They
don't
just
have
are-
a favoured meal, and that's just what they do for
Oh.
the purpose of the thing for some reason.
I see. I
Okay.
thought Knock Knock wanted to eat the burnt bits off the bottom.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. So many windows open. Move.
Right, well, I suppose we just journey onwards until we reach this one.
Yep. So the next day you get here. Let me just quickly make this next hex reconnoitered and show commodities. Should now show that there's a commodity of luxuries there, hopefully.
It do. It do.
And you don't even need to roll to check on this. As you enter this hex, you see the telltale signs of maybe campfire smoke, multiple campfire smokes. And as you get a little bit closer, let's see. You see a walled, log walled on top of small hill. Maybe 5 or 6 fires. The first thing that kind of stands out to you is that this log wall isn't super high. It's kind of short. There's also a couple of like little watchtowers that are kind of built, and you can make out just over the wall a kind of statue of some sort. You can also make the unmistakable sounds of maybe shouting, maybe... Let's see, what languages do you guys speak? Because it's not in the common tongue. Let's see, languages. It's not a language any of you recognize or understand. Except for one person in your party. And that's Knock Knock.
What the?
And Knock Knock just kind of pipes up, his ears kind of twitching, and he's like, Sounds like goblin tongue. In fact, I'd bet my bottom silver that it's probably some sort of goblin stronghold village. Not really sure if we want to go there or not. It seems to be a little bit of apprehension in him.
Now, to be certain here, is Knock Knock like apprehensive about like continuing forwards, or is he like, we need to deal with this? Is there any good like
apprehension about kind of going and interacting or getting involved with them?
All right. Just sort of like goad him a little bit and say, well, I thought we had a great and mighty hero here.
I mean, if you got your heart set on it, like, sure, but like, don't expect a warm welcome or nothing. I mean, 1, you're not completely green. 2, you're about 2 times taller than me. And, 3, well, we aren't exactly known for hospitality.
Sort of like look over to Ameryss. Do you reckon they'd make good neighbors if we have our eyes on that gem cave over yonder?
Well, we can only tell, can't we? We can only guess, can't we? We'd have to figure it out first, no? Speak to them.
I suppose a visit couldn't hurt.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me just take you to zoom up. Let's see. Yeah, so there's a hilltop palisade. It's pretty difficult to miss once you kind of crest the hills into this hex. Within several hundred feet of the village, there seems to be a trail that leads up to this place itself, which appears to be beaten into the earth by passage of countless goblin feet, as they probably travel out to hunt or scrounge for food. Okay, so when you approach, you're confronted by 2 goblin warriors that are stood in each of the kind of watchtowers. I simply like have their bows leveled at you and like, what do you want?
Oh, glorious leader. Ole,
Yeah.
What he
look at him.
looks like.
We are not a charismatic bunch.
We are not, no.
No.
Even I don't think I have that high.
Well, I mean, you got a +2 as opposed to a +0, so definitely at least a bit.
I'm pretty charismatic.
Yeah, look
This
for
is
the
true.
bard.
Wait, why am I hurt, by the way?
I
The
don't
situation.
know. I'll put you back at 4.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, if Myah can speak to them, sure. I was hoping that
Yeah.
like do like a haka or something, and be like, whoa, she's cool.
Yeah, I guess this
I'm
goblin
a
warrior's
little
gonna
bit
call
out of
out.
it to roll.
Yeah, they were like,
I'm a
"Oh, what do you Longshanks want? I can see you've got a goblin with you, which is why he ain't killed you yet. Is he a prisoner, or are you looking to make goblins pets or something? Huh?
no,
I
he's a
mean,
friend.
Yeah, not
Oh, do I
we're
need to
gonna like
click that?
shuffle up. Yeah, please.
Oh no, we're just buddies. See, it's incredible.
Well, so what? You wanna what? Come in? Why?
Negotiations.
And there's some kind of talking between the two of them. Knock Knock kind of like translates where they're basically just arguing about who's going to go and get Muglund and who's going to keep watch on these. And it seems like neither of them particularly want to be left alone with you lot, but also neither of them really wants to go and get their leader either. They end up doing like rock, paper, scissors. One of them kind of darts off, and then
I
a
think
short while
that
later,
word
the
had
other
too many
goblin kind of
syllables.
one of the other goblins kind of disappears from the watchtower, and they open the main gates, and they're like, "All right, follow us."
Smoothly so
Where-
far.
Do we leave our pets behind outside?
Yes.
I almost want to challenge it, but maybe it's better we go a little incognito. But I do want my emotional support centipede. It's unfortunate that he's so large now that I can't actually wear him like a feather boa anymore.
I mean, you could if you want such a noodle arm.
Okay, look, hey.
What is that?
Activates the lifting belt just to do this.
This,
Yeah.
let's see, a
What
40-foot wide slab of stone protrudes 5 feet from the ground here. Here's the goblins have set 2 smaller slabs of stone alongside its southern side to serve as steps up to its surface. And they have long used the slab as an open-air temple to their goddess Lamashtu. Along the slab's edges stand 7 tree trunks, each adorned with hides stripped from the bodies of Green Gripe's greatest victories over monsters. Several of these are horse hides. There are also a few crocodile hides, 2 owlbear hides, and even a hide from a manticore slain several generations ago by the state of disrepair of it. A 10-foot stone tall statue of Lamashtu stands at the centre of the rock, and it appears to have recently been adorned with a 2-foot-high mound of earth surrounding its feet. Thick tangles of strange plants grow in this soil, their long creepers coiling up along the statue's frame to shroud the figure in green vines and strangely coloured flowers. Anyone can attempt to make that nature check.
I know everything there is to know about plants, bro.
Yep. So success
I
confirms
made
that
the
these.
check, but it didn't go through.
Dang.
Oh. A success confirms these strange vines are not natural to this world, but are intrusions from the first world that bear many similarities to the plants that grow out of creatures that burst into monsters. Yeah.
And
then Lamashtu's shrine. Where's that? Oh, that's somewhere else. Okay. Yep. So then they keep walking. They kind of take you past B5, which is the livestock. The walls of this large pen consist of a relatively solid 5-foot-high stick fence. The ground within is muddy. It looks like the goblins use this pen to keep animals they manage to capture alive for eventual use as food. But at the moment, there's a single muddy goat wanders aimlessly in here. A goblin warrior is always perched on one of the fence posts surrounding the pen. Goat watching is a pretty important job, since this goat is the last reserve of fresh meat until the latest hunting party returns to the village.
right.
The goblins are eager to make sure that the goat remains in place. So this goblin here is kind of just watching him. As the other goblins pass, they kind of stop and they say, "Make sure tomorrow food stays there, yeah?" Looks like they've named the goat Tomorrow Food.
I mean, yeah.
And then
Practical.
one of the goblins kind of goes pitter-pattering up to here and then raps on the wall and then pitter-patters back. Before a goblin kind of steps out, stands on top of the kind of rock, looking ever so slightly down on you.
He's got
Who
the
looks like this.
plants. Dude's got a Venus flytrap.
Ooh.
He looks so sinister.
He is a goblin.
Yeah,
Whoa, hey.
and he looks down at you and says, "What do you want, Longshanks?"
So he just
Come
looks
here.
over to Myah. It's like we're gonna fuck it up if we say anything.
I'm going to say we saw these beautiful flowers on their on the statue. I'm too out of it to actually do anything eloquent, but Maya's being very eloquent about it. And we were wondering if they could help us with the problem we've got back home.
What problem?
I'm going to describe the people exploding into plants and summoning creatures.
There's a bunch of like chuckles from the goblins. From the other goblins. Sounds like the mash dude's blessed you. But like, not our problem. Not happening to us, is it?
Well,
No, but it is very close by. It could happen to you.
yeah, Esothea just sort of like gestures towards the statue and is like, I don't mean to imply that you're daft, but are you sure?
Kind of, the Mungluk, sorry, not Mungluk, Muglund, looks over to the other goblins and he says, has anyone exploded and turned into monsters? And the other two kind of like look to each other, kind of whisper back and forth, and then they look up and says, "No, unfortunately, that'd be pretty cool. Like, Lamash do blessing someone, turning them into a monster and everything, but."
Yeah, I think we've just given them aspirations.
Yeah,
No.
wait, hold on. That
How do you get turned into? How do you get turned into one? How do you become a monster? How do you become like?
I'm just going to interject real quick, and I mentioned that he's clearly been gifted by the gods, and we would like to know if he has any information that might help us. We'd gladly pay for it.
Oh, you want to pay for information? How much you got?
Hello, goblins. We have money.
We have
Yeah, that's
5 gold.
5 gold. Yeah, I sort of just huddle with Astrid and Ameryss real quick, and just go like, look. If these people want to turn into monsters, I'm not saying we necessarily should stop them, but I would like to have a closer look at that statue. And if we can figure out how to make one of them pop, and they see that as a good thing, maybe we can kill 2 goblins with 1 flower.
I'm certainly all ears.
Yeah.
So just suggesting here, maybe if we're intending on making them allies, we can figure out how to, well, seed them. And then the good ones are rewarded with becoming monsters. Perhaps there's something there?
How do we do that?
Do we want monsters running around that aren't ours, mind you?
Well, they'll attack the rest of the goblins, keep the population in check. And Esothea sort of just like...
Well, this is going on, keeping the goblin talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Does Esothea get like an idea? Because we kind of just saw a guy exploding, and we saw this sort of like sprout out, and now it's surrounding Lamashtu. Does Esothea have any idea if you can like pop a seed in like someone's food, and suddenly they become like incubated with this thing, or is like any sort of idea if there's a way?
Yeah.
Possibly, if that's the cause of it. At the moment, you don't have any information as to what's causing this, how it happens. Does it take a period of time? You're effectively swinging in the dark. But I mean, maybe if there were any seeds on any of these plants and someone ate one, potentially, maybe. Or it could literally be someone casting spells on someone in their sleep, or cursing someone from afar. You unfortunately just don't know right now.
I wish I was perhaps a little bit more knowledgeable about Lamashtu. Maybe I would be able to like spin this some way or another, but I'll just like sort of nod at the other two that were huddled up and just note that if I can get maybe a few nights alone with some of these plants and subjects, perhaps I'd be able to figure something out. It can't be that hard. They're plants, right?
I mean, you're very good with things like alchemy and figuring shit out. Yeah. So, do you want to angle to try and spend the night?
At least so maybe I could get a clipping or two. A flower bud, maybe. But I suppose that does entail we are willing to collaborate.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right. Esothea just kind of like pipes up while like Myah is keeping them distracted and just goes,
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered why your pen is always empty?
I mean, like, it isn't. Tomorrow food's in there at the moment, and it's not always empty because sometimes we put things we catch in there. And then when it is empty,
Right.
it's because we've eaten them.
Certainly, but is it mainly goats and the like that you find around these here parts? Have you never considered getting two of the same animal and keeping them there, not eating them tomorrow, but maybe next week dinner?
But we'd be hungry for like a week. Or
Well,
2
you
weeks.
still have the option to hunt, and then you'd never go hungry again, and I'd be willing to teach you.
You're gonna teach us what?
To keep the pen full, not tomorrow, but the day after, and the day after that, and the day after that.
How to catch more things?
Well, let's say you don't need to catch them. Let's say you can have all the food you want.
Are we teaching the hunter-gatherers agriculture?
Absolutely.
I'm confused. So, you say there's a way to have more animals in the pen without putting animals in the pen?
Absolutely right. Well, put them in first and leave them for a little while, yes, but after
Right.
that...
So you put animals in the pen, so you have animals in the pen. Gotcha.
Right? And then they become more.
But then you've put
And then
animals
they
in the
fuck
pen.
and they produce babies.
Oh. Oh,
Exactly.
Baby
And then
goats
you
are nice
eat,
and
and then
tasty.
you eat the babies. Yeah.
Then you eat the babies. Or the parents, so they don't grow old and tough. Makes for lousy stew.
Yeah, and the babies
just cook
you
'em
just
real
shove
long.
food down the. Yeah, and the babies you just shove food down their throat constantly until they're big and plump.
Wait. So you got to put food in them, which we could be eating, so that we can get
Yeah, but it's-
food.
It's
No,
just
you give them,
shitty
like-
food.
Yeah, you give them like grass. It basically turns dirt into free food.
Yeah.
Right. So you turn grass into goats, and then you eat the goats.
Correct.
Pretty much.
And I'd be willing to teach you roughly how long and how many.
No,
Let you
I
get
think I
real
got
good
it.
at it.
I think I got it actually. We just need to get some grass and stick it in a pen, and get some more goats. And then the goats will eat the grass. They'll fuck, and then we eat the babies. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
I knew saying it like that
I like that.
would be the right way.
Cool. Yeah, no, very informative. Yeah. Thank you for that free help, by the way. Much appreciated.
You're gonna fuck it up.
Trial and error.
Certainly. Either way, in exchange for helping you not ruin this with your thick minds, I am
Oi.
just trust. You've left one goat in the pen. Trust me, if you were smart enough to figure this out, you would have.
Well, you've told us and we didn't have to pay you nothing, so who's the thicko?
I'd love to see you try. Either way, I'm offering to guide you through this, teach you how to do it, and in exchange, I'd like to have a closer look at your statue.
Yeah, alright then. He kind of goes over and shuts the door. His steps are down there. We'll be watching you though.
As much as I like the idea of the goblins trial and erroring this, if we can get free workers, I'm not letting them kill themselves because
At
of
this
it.
point, there's like kind of a growing crowd of goblins kind of watching you all.
Oh boy,
Right.
yeah, that is a lot.
That is a crowd.
Oh, that is even more. Okay.
This looks like a very good fireball situation.
Yeah, just like let them group up, you know? I don't think goblins know military spacing.
Nah, it's swarm tactics.
But yes, I'll make sure to draft some. But all I need is to nip a few some things off of this so that I can fiddle with it.
Where's my character sheet?
It does look like a very damn good fucking free action harm.
You just walk in, they explode.
I'll... Do I not have the boots?
Boots of Elvenkind? No, I don't think so.
Oh, balls. Okay.
You were
I
going to
think
go
you have
invisible, were you?
Yeah, well, I was gonna give it to Esothea. Be like, here, take my statue watching gear.
I could tend a farm in this Louboutins.
I do have a potion that I could maybe pawn her.
Certainly. Let's see here. I'm also just gonna kind of rummage around as I'm looking for my tools and such. Just kind of wave Myah over real quick. Let's see
Or we
here.
could angle to spend the night and try and come back at
Do it during
night with
night.
nobody watching.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if this thing has seed pods or flowers or anything of the sort to steal in the first place. But yeah, just anything of the sort that allows me to
Yes,
see. Because if it's
you
just
have
easier
a-
sprouting more flowers.
Yeah, so you have a good kind of scouring look over these kind of vines and flowers and plants that are kind of growing along the rock. So yes, apart from the kind of the green vines and strangely coloured flowers, there don't appear to be any seed pods. Potentially it's the wrong time of the year for that, as they're still flowering at the moment. So you don't see any seed pods or anything like that. A few of the flowers have got, nearly all of the flowers have got lots of pollen still on there in the flowers. But yeah, no seed pods or like seed things that could be acquired.
Yeah, I'll sort of like as I'm fiddling around with this, I note that well, I guess this Astrid's the one next to me. I'll just like sort of like mumble like, I would need a clipping, something to propagate. None of these are bearing seed.
Yeah, so the plants kind of you have a good look over them, and the plants wrapping the statue, they're strange and unsettling, but ultimately you don't see them as being harmful from any kind of exposure or looking at them.
Yeah, just sort of alien, but ultimately harmless.
Yeah, just
Okay.
alien-looking flowers, but they do have a striking resemblance to the kind of growths you've seen when Timmel exploded.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But yes,
You
in
know,
which case,
pass the
cover
time
by
along
night would be
until
nice.
night.
Certainly. Let's hope the hunting party comes back here and we can teach them how to make goat's bone, I suppose. Imagine they come back Noah's Ark style and there's no matching animals.
Well, two of every kind, except they're all male. Can't even milk
By
them
Job,
for-
we'll make it work.
Roll me.
Humans made it work.
Do these goblins even have? Let's have a look. Right. So these zone encounters. Just roll this. What did they fight? Oh, that's a human. Let's try again. Oh. The hunting party does return later in the evening.
Oh.
Well, later in the day. Oops, shit. I just advanced it by several days by mistake. I'll just skip backwards.
One hell of a hunter.
Yeah. So, the time's probably reaching about 4-ish in the afternoon. You've probably been there for maybe an hour, and a hunting party does indeed return, carrying the body of a grizzly bear. The three remaining of the hunting party all boast various wounds, but none of them life-threatening. And yeah, they come back with the remains of a grizzly bear.
Wait, remains? No life? Anything?
Nope.
Oh, for fuck's
I mean, I suppose when you fight one grizzly bear, you either take it dead or not at all.
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose, but yeah, okay. Maybe
I
I'll talk them through it.
was gonna say, unless you're us, in which case you knock it out and put it in the prison cell till it starts to like you.
I mean, this is true. We do this with very strange beasties. Right.
Yeah.
Well, clearly these people are grabbing. Oh my god, they're all gonna get trichinosis. They don't have any more goats.
Nope.
Unfortunate for us. Right. Do we want to stay and dine with the people? Because I think Astrid has a really good idea what with the invisibility potion and go nab a couple of flowers.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna sing a song, something about a draw Rexlin.
About what?
Sing like a
Something about a draw Rexlin.
Tubora Rexlin.
What is
I
that?
don't even know what that is.
It's the guy, fucking,
Guy, fuck it.
what's his name? Yeah, the guy in Baldur's Gate 3 sings about when in the Goblin Village.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
see. All right. But yeah, I do kind of want to slip, just sort of like get down here. By the way, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, while being up there, I remembered something. You should take this. Let's see. Did I drop the? Oh yeah, it's the right thing. Boom. There you go. Make sure not to do it when you're doing anything studious, but you know, a little liquid courage never hurt.
Give me alcohol?
It's better.
I'm gonna read this. Oh.
Yeah, your features
Cook
become
these up.
striking and your voice becomes musical and commanding. Though emotion clouds your reason. You gain a +2 item bonus to deception, diplomacy, intimidation, and performance checks, and your critical failures with any of these skills become failures instead. Drawback: take a -2 item penalty to Arcana, Crafting, Law, Occultism, and Society checks. Choose one skill in which you are trained. For the duration, you become untrained in that skill. All your failures to recall knowledge become critical failures. It lasts for 10 minutes.
Yes.
I suddenly forget how to do how to heal someone.
Yeah. Imagine you take a sip and you forget calculus. I'm sure we all know what that's like.
Yes, that's true.
But yes, just sort of like I remembered I have this, and when we were fucking around with the potions, I was like, oh yeah, right. Oh, sorry. This was going to Myah. But yes, I suggest that perhaps we fix them up a meal, show that we're amicable to their plights and you know, friendly to them, and then sometime during the evening, either under the cover of dark, or if Astrid wants to share that invisibility potion, I'll get up here and steal some shit.
Yeah. Seems like
I mean,
a really
out of
useful-
character, if you're making food for them, do you have any ingested poisons?
Okay, look, I do, but let's see, did I already do my I did them before we walked in here, but they haven't reset. I suppose I could make like a bunch of arsenic, but otherwise I do have the belladonna in the earrings that Astrid gave to me.
I'll give you this for free, knowing that there's oh, where is it? There's I could have sworn there was a goblin heritage feat called Eat Anything.
It would not surprise me. These little bastards are tenacious.
Oh yeah, iron gut goblins. You can subsist on food that most folks would consider spoiled. You can keep yourself fed with poor meals in a settlement as long as the garbage is readily available, without using the subsist downtime activity. You can eat and drink things when you are sickened. You gain a +2 circumstance bonus to saving throws against afflictions, against gaining the sickened condition, and to remove the sickened condition. Generally, goblins can eat most anything without too bad of ill of effects. Not to say that they're immune to poison or anything, they are not. But of all of the civilized races in Clarion, goblins can eat a lot of different things without much issue.
You say civilized.
Wow, look, they got the Mott Castle. I mean, it's more of the Bailey. The Mott isn't actually anywhere around here, but
Yeah.
No, I'm just
They're
saying, they
very
haven't
good.
figured out animal husbandry.
I'm just thinking, right? Because if we teach these people how to if they can have like a sprawling, growing community, we could teach them to keep them animal husbandry and stuff. Then we'll probably have some really good workers for the mine. Or we could cook up a meal in honor of our newfound friendship. I put a bunch of nightshade and arsenic in it.
We can try friendship first, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
carrot and
definitely.
stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Then
We've
failing
done a
that,
lot of
yeah.
sticking.
Well, I mean, it works.
Yeah, absolutely it does. But yeah, I say if that's the general vibe, which seems to be working fine so far, I think we should try to befriend them. I try to steal some plants, do a little bit of science, and hopefully we can bestow blessings of turn into monster on these people, and they'll be really happy.
Okay. So you spend some time kind of socializing with the goblins. They never let you out of their sight. There's always like one or two of them with each of you at any given point, as they don't exactly trust you. The leader kind of goes back into the hut, like their hut, which is kind of the largest building here, kind of atop a dozen or so tree stumps, kind of raised off the ground, so that it's one door exits onto the kind of open air shrine. Otherwise, there is only one other goblin of note, who is...
He's got insane pants.
Yeah, those are fabulous.
Wait, hold on. No, this guy needs a promotion. He should be the chieftain.
And they're kind of introduced as Zangel. They're craftsmen.
Okay.
Their job is to craft all the kind of weapons which they have. She's the best green gripe, which is the name of their settlement, has to offer, ever since their previous crafter perished in a fire. She spends most of her time cobbling together dog slicers, arrows, bows, and other weapons and tools needed by the village. He's only recently managed to catch up with the demand.
I kind of want it. Okay, actually, hold on. She's so cool alone that I'm kind of like, no, we should never attack these people. If they have pants like this, they deserve to live.
And, as the kind of evening approaches, several cook fires are lit. Are you going to cook for them, or are you just going to kind of join in on the food?
We could probably impress them with our food. I mean, I know they can eat
Yeah.
anything, but if it tastes really excellent,
Yeah, I mean-
impress.
Look,
And
you
what
can
if
never
I'm...
be-
Oh, sorry?
No, I was just gonna say, you can never be mad at someone who's given you a good meal, okay?
Yeah, and what if I make like a really cool performance thing for them, so that Knock Knock can sneak off and cut some of this plant?
Oh, yeah, I suppose we could also delegate to Knock Knock to do it.
He's a little bit more I guess Astrid could also do it then.
I mean, we do
Ah.
have a lot of sneaky people. This is
Yeah.
true. It doesn't specifically need to be me. It could happily be anyone else.
Yeah, I'm saying Knock Knock because Knock Knock might more easily fit in here. And not
All
pull as
all
much
goblins look
attention
alike.
when he's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the insinuation?
No, I
here?
guess they would maybe trust him more.
Maybe.
I mean, they literally
Not
told us
walking
at the
past
gate. The
person.
only reason we haven't killed you yet is because Knock Knock was with us.
This is true, and also, Knock Knock, like, actively, as far as I'm aware, worships Lamashtu. Maybe he goes and prays, you know? Maybe, who are they
Yeah.
to say he can't be religious?
Yeah, so you do kind of catch Knock Knock kind of glancing at the statue. Doesn't really approach it. Kind of find him umming and ahhing a lot, and he'll be having kind of conversation with some of the other goblins, and they're like chuckling now and again, and then every now and again his eyes will kind of drift over to the statue and kind of goes quiet, but then kind of just looks away and he fiddles with something in his pocket.
All right. Yeah, well, I mean, absolutely. As for the evening, I think yeah, if we're gonna be friends with these people, I'll happily cook for them. I'll show them how to utilize some spices. You know, your stuff will taste better if you brown it first, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you just get a bunch of chuckles about browning it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you want to just make me a... Alright, just make me a cooking check. And
See
Myah,
here.
do you want to make me a performance check?
Yep.
Ooh, it's not very good. It's 20. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's better.
Okay, so you start to, whilst Esothea's cooking, you start a song, and you get quite a few of the goblins kind of joining in, as they kind of quickly take over the vocal aspect of it, turning it into a goblin song. Do they even have...
A horror
Goblin
story
song.
ballad. Oh, what the hell?
It's an ability some goblins have. This is so... They're basically just annoying goblin songs. Lots of rhyming, lots of crass humour, kind of shouting. Think ska. That's what I imagined goblin songs to be like. Ska music. Lots of like pots being kind of like a mixture of ska music and if you've ever seen the kind of the band called Stomp. Well, it's not really a band, but like the musical performers called Stomp, where they use like drain pipes and saucepans and dustbins to make noises. It's like that, except completely lacking any kind of professionalism or skill or grace whatsoever. The thing that is really annoying about it is that it is really catchy, and you will find yourself over the next few days trying to get some of their annoying rhymes out of your head. The food goes down very well. It is completely polished off. The whole grizzly bear is consumed. They don't have any kind of sense of preserving or making things last. They just eat until there's nothing left to eat. The belly's full, kind of sluggish. You're given pats on the knee and pats on like the lower back because that's as far up as they can reach. And thanks. And the night progresses until it is dark out. At which
Right.
point,
And by the looks of it, there aren't any light sources around the statue itself.
no.
Beautiful. Right.
This so that you can at least kind of see at least what's going on the map.
Just for the player's sake.
Yeah, yeah.
We all have like low light vision, not dark vision. Interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Well then.
So sneaking up.
Yeah, absolutely. And should we send someone other than Esothea to do this, or do we reckon it's better I do? Because I like the idea of Knock Knock going, because maybe if he's caught, they won't think he's doing nothing stupid.
we're missing hero points as well, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
We're given mine back, but
Yes. I mean,
Okay, I'll do that. Done.
it would not be able to get what you need without like damaging what you need.
Depending on how hardy the flowers are. I mean, these are alien things. Because, like, as far as I know, obviously, like in real life, and Esothea probably knows more than I do, because I'm not very good at keeping plants. You can usually propagate off of most things, you know. Succulents don't. You just take like a leaf and put it in dirt, and suddenly it grows roots, and you can graft all kinds of things. So I
Yeah.
have to imagine that if I just give him a trowel and say get a chunk, as opposed to just like snip a leaf, possibly, unless these are really delicate plants. I'm more so concerned with the fact that if I'm up there in the middle of the night blind and they catch me and decide that that's not okay, we're gonna have to fight the whole camp in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Whereas if Knock Knock gets caught, he could just go, oh, I was worshipping or something, I'm going to bed now, and having to leave.
Alright. So you
that
bring
sounds
this
good.
you bring this to Knock Knock then, do you?
Yeah, sort of just like as we're getting ready for the evening, I'll like hand him some sort of small trowel and like some little vial or something, and I'm like gonna give him some rough, easy to follow instructions. I mean, he's not a complete rube when it comes to like survival and stuff, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Can you make me a diplomacy check? Because as you're kind of like outlining and explaining this to Knock Knock, he's listening attentively, and then you mention the statue and what you want him to do, and his gaze kind of drifts to the statue, hand in his pocket, fidgeting, and he's kind of like bites his lip a little bit. He's like nodding along, like,
Oh, bless.
Damn.
yeah, make me a diplomacy check.
Dude, Esothea is so
Esothea.
incredibly persuasive. She's never ever failed at convincing anyone of anything.
Okay, I mean, you do have good reputation with him, and Esothea has been the one to kind of olive branch to him, and kind of stares at you intently. He takes his hand out of his pocket to take hold of the trowel and the vial that you're offering him, like one in each hand. And as he does that, something falls out of his pocket in the darkness. Let's see.
It's a bomb. Oh, in the darkness too? No way
Oh, okay.
I'm catching this.
Well, it's not pitch black. There is like starlight and moonlight, but it's still dark. You don't see exactly what it is. It's definitely like something roughly triangular-ish. Kind of like a milky white coloration to it, with a piece of thread attached to it. And he quickly bends down, picks it up, and stuffs it into his pocket. And then he takes the trowel and he disappears off into the darkness, quickly changing from his normal go-about of goblin pitter-patter to silent. And just goes into full stealth mode. And very quickly, you just lose track of where he is. It's like it's gone 10 foot from
'cause he's
you,
dark.
and you're focusing on where he was, but then you realise you're just watching a shadow of a tree stump, and you've lost him. About 20 minutes later, he comes back. He comes back with the trowel, two very small burlap sacks, and a small wooden box. And he just kind of like
Okay.
passes them to you.
Is a little more than perhaps I asked for, but I'm certain this will be helpful. I'll like have a quick glance at what's inside, like the box and sacks.
So inside the box itself is like, you have no idea where he got it from, and you have no idea why a goblin would even have a box this small, but it looks like the kind of box you might put salt in. But inside there's maybe 4 or 5 flowers and a few leaves, different coloured flowers, different leaves from maybe different parts of the plant. And then in the burlap sacks there is earth, root, stem and flower, all basically a full plant. And then in the other one there's just dirt.
Right. Well, you've done excellent, Knock Knock. Might I inquire, sorry if this is overstepping a boundary, but you know me, was that my necklace you dropped earlier?
He kind of looks to the ground a little bit sheepishly, and if it wasn't for the fact he was green, you could have sworn there was a bit of pink in his cheeks, and he just doesn't answer.
Right. Just sort of like nod at him, like, you don't need to talk about it. I'm sure we'll manage the sentimental thing, I suppose, but maybe don't be leaving things that can be tracked back to us, remember? Hush, hush.
Yeah, don't worry. I won't miss nothing.
Great. I will sort of like begin trying to figure out how to like stow this in a very incognito way, and I'm like, you've done really great. Thank you very much.
That's all right, Teeth. And he kind of goes back to finds the cook pot and takes a wooden spoon and starts to scrape out the leftover bits and pieces.
Oh,
He's not screwing up my seasoning anymore. Dude, this is the development.
no, I'm gonna cry.
He's so nice.
All right.
All
I
right.
really appreciate this little gremlin.
Dude, look, to begin with, he was nothing but a liability, but he's definitely grown on me.
You are welcome to stay the night if you so wish. However, you will have to strike up your own tents. It is not the best ground. It's not exactly clean, but you can find a space probably near the entranceway, and there'll be a couple of guards posted to watch. That being said, at any given point, there's a 50% chance that the guards are asleep anyway.
Okay,
Yep.
so maybe set up our own watch as well. But we've got walls here and stuff, so it's probably better than just out in the open.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll sort of like note to Astrid to be particular about the little strings and bells if we ever replace the ones that broke.
Okay.
Oops, no.
Wait.
Okay, and then the day dawns, and let's take a 10-minute break.
Absolutely.
And be back at 1:30. So, see you guys in a bit.
All right.
Yes.
Alright, chat, I'm going to run an ad during the break. You won't miss nothing, just get us through to pre-rolls. See you in a bit. Hello.
Hello.
Sound off from folks when they're back. Esothea or Ameryss, are you guys back at all? I'm guessing not.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And the others are still away.
Yep.
Excuse me. Yup. Right.
Perception check. Oh.
Yeah. Maybe so.
Hang on, why is our army rotated?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah. Did somebody click on it
There we
and
go. Someone did it.
squeal
Fixed.
scroll wheel?
Now it's invisible.
No, I can see it.
No, it's gone.
Yeah. Weird.
I was gonna say, it's gone on the stream too.
Yeah. Weird.
Oh.
Oh, who was that who came back? I heard. Or did I hear? Am I making things up? Esothea? Ameryss? Still not back. Was there anything either of you wanted to do in Green Gripe before you move on?
Apologies for the tardiness.
That's alright. We were still waiting on an Ameryss.
Oh, I see.
No, just like maybe
I
talk
see.
a little bit, try not to fuck it up.
Yeah, just like, you
Don't
know.
talk too much.
You'll be in contact.
Yeah, we'll sort of. Can I sort of like note to them that like it's not just about like feeding them grass, because if you do that by picking the grass up, you're gonna run out of grass too when it's back. Give them some form of understanding of sustainable animal husbandry.
No, you can do that if you want. Kind of.
Just sit there. Just sit down and be like, basics of it, alright? You take the goats, or whatever you have them wander out there, and then take them back, right? You need the staff to do it, you whip them if they misbehave.
Yeah, you give them the idiot's guide to animal husbandry. Okay. Alright, so the next day dawns. Definitely don't need that going anymore. And then you want to move on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Okay. Let me just quickly change this to inspiration reconnoitered. If you were to somehow incorporate Green Gripe into your kingdom, the settlement would effectively start with an alchemy lab, a shrine, stables, tenements, and wooden walls.
Sorry, say again?
I think if you hover over Green Gripe, it should show you, maybe? Nope, I think I need to check these two. There we go.
Oh, okay. Alchemy lab, shrine, stables, tenement. Okay, cool.
Also, still gonna fuck around with the Lizard King.
Yep, who's over here?
Yep.
Yep, so you move here, you reconnoiter, nothing of particular note, and then you want to move on again. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we got the rhythm of like move,
Yeah,
wreck,
well.
move,
Yeah.
wreck, move, wreck.
And I believe you've already reconnoitered
Oh yeah, that one is, yeah.
this hex. Because this is where the beast's lair was, where you tracked down the giant owlbear.
Yeah, we just have this one and then over here and then go to the Candle... what's it called?
Candle
Candle Flame Island.
Candle
And then we go
yeah.
back home.
Okay.
Lemire, that was it, yeah.
So we just need to do some camping. And
I have ordered new glasses. My eyes have worsened a bit.
Oh.
so Astrid, if you want to make me that camping check.
What is going on?
Yeah, look, it's karma for us being kind.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently.
Alright. What did it not?
I was about to say, so we don't get to do anything because I
Your
failed
campsite is a
that bad?
mess. You can use it to rest and to perform daily
Oh.
preparations, but it isn't good enough to allow for campsite
It
activities
is.
at all. Worse, your
I
attempt
can't
to
even
secure a
scream
campsite
from the comfort of my bed.
That's
has
crazy.
possibly attracted unwanted attention. Attempt a flat check, which I have. Successful, a random encounter automatically appears. It doesn't. And then he goes on to consuming rations.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Is
The
it
rest.
a campsite like activity, or would Esothea be unable due to the preparations to like
Unable
sit
it
and
is
like?
a complete
Oh.
mess. Oh, sorry, to try and do what?
yeah, to try to document, draw little sketches of the various plants, try and see sort of like if we can get some to grow roots, you know.
I think like you spend an amount of time trying to find a good place to set up camp. So it gets to the point where the sun has fully set. You still haven't found a place that doesn't have a wet floor. So you just kind of find one small patch of dry ground, and you manage to set up like a tent, which everyone kind of huddles into. And it gets very cramped. Not the best rest you've ever had. In fact, probably the worst rest you've ever had on the road.
Damn.
Yeah. Next, then next day as you move here, and as you reconnoiter here, you find a half-collapsed, rotting wooden buildings stand on each bank of the Shrike River here as it branches off the Little Selen River. The buildings have clearly been used as lairs by things like kobolds or mites, or even a few groups of bandits in the past, but they're currently unoccupied. If you were to build a settlement here, the buildings are mostly a lost cause, but several wooden docks remain fully functional, granting the settlement a free pier structure.
So the shit inside the water is not okay. It's okay, but everything else is not.
Yeah, I mean, the piers are clearly built with the idea of being out on the elements for an extended period of time. The other buildings, just from neglect and being abandoned for such a long time. Yeah. And then, I guess, we'll move on to... to here.
Yep. And then we gotta, like, figure out a way to, like, actually get out to Candlemere Island, because, like, it's in the middle of the water, and I don't think we have a boat.
Correct. And let me just quickly...
Make some dugout canoes, maybe?
Let's take like a few days to make, don't they?
No, you like take a
dugout canoe. Oh, I guess if you don't burn it.
Yeah, you gotta burn it.
You got to chop down the tree. You got to carve it out. Then you got to like burn the insides of it. So it's not a quick thing.
Oh my god, yeah, you're so right. I was under the impression you did this in like it took like 24 hours. No, it's 10 days in real life. What the hell?
Yeah.
No, I mean I think they burn for like a couple of days.
Yeah, it's proper craftsmanship.
Yeah, exactly. Because you char them so they're water sealed because carbon is hydrophobic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know this because of Haven and Hearth, a game I have played.
I saw Townsend's paddle in a log. I was stupid.
Do any of you have any thing that you could use?
Do we have like a swan token or something?
Where's my character?
I'm literally looking through Astrid's because if anyone has one.
I love a swan boat.
I don't suppose we could just make like a raft.
I don't see one actually. I have a little ladder.
I can't believe we missed that. I mean, are we about to Tom Hanks this shit? Like, are we capable of improvising a watercraft?
You could probably try and fashion together.
Or
the abandoned pier? Or abandoned ferry?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
D100.
There are 98 boats there.
Higher the better.
In fact, 45 of them.
No boats, but the piers themselves, there's plenty of planks, which you could probably rip up and use to fashion together to make a raft of sorts.
I mean, or we just go home and
I was about to suggest otherwise. There's the lair of the Lizard King. I'm certain they've used the river once or twice, no?
Yeah.
Perhaps we
Yeah, we
could.
could go there and be like, hey, we're going to Candlemere Island. Do you have a boat?
Yeah. Maybe they who live next to it could tell us if they've spotted anything specific.
Yeah. So just gonna
Yeah, works for me.
see. So you've got
Maybe they have a raft for purchase. Maybe even a
well,
canoe.
you've got 3 actions, so you could. Oh, you'd have to spend 2 actions to get there, and then your 3rd action could get you to the lair of the Lizard King, if that's what you wanted to do.
I think it's better than attempting to, because I don't want to sink in the river. I think that would be a bad idea.
Shit about making rafts.
Okay.
Yeah.
In character or out of character.
Let me find the lair of the Lizard King, because I don't remember where the hell it actually is. Dragon's Fort. Not there. Oh, okay. I do need to advance the time. Probably to about up there. So to actually get here, you do actually end up having to effectively wade through the water. So bear with me whilst
My
I...
shoes!
Oh yeah. And I've got to put all of your various bits and pieces on here as well. Just bear with me.
Wait, do I
Do
wear
you-
shoes?
Don't you have hooves?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Do I wear shoes?
Probably
Hang
get you
on.
like moccasins or like horseshoes.
Horseshoes, yeah. God,
Hang on,
that'd be
I
a
gotta
pain to
check
put
that,
on
hang
each
on.
morning.
No wonder she can't sneak.
No,
Clonk,
I wear
clonk,
boots. I
clonk.
wear boots.
All right.
Just got to make some stuff. Mhm. Okay. And would it help if I took you to the map? You wade through the water towards... Okay, a low, muddy hummock protrudes from the middle of the widening river, surrounded by a palisade of outward-facing, sharpened wooden stakes. The water of the river itself, the waters of the river itself flow relatively serenely, and are surely too deep to simply wade through. In fact, so it kind of there's a little bit of swimming involved. Beyond the palisade walls, tendrils of smoke rise from a handful of small mounds clustered around a single larger mound. A simple wooden gate on the eastern side of the hummock seems to be the only entrance to the fortified island. And as you approach, there is a voice in the common tongue calling out, "Who goes there?"
I would diplomatize her.
Yeah, tell them that we come in peace or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in the water. There we go.
Yeah, maybe this diplomacy check. Anybody who wants
Hang on.
to answer them.
Yeah, I'll make the.
Yes, please.
I zoned out for just a second. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Sweet.
god, the way you just get a 33 like it's nothing.
So they open the gate. Did I actually open it? Nope, there we go.
Oh.
And
I've got this shit trained on us.
several of these guys
Ooh.
seem to
Hello,
be-
we would like to buy a boat.
These guys look so cool. I remember mentioning that, like, commenting on this, like, when we first found them. These guys look so sick, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, love
They
Yeah.
say, "Wait here. We will get our chief." One of them kind of scutters away before returning. But I find him. Where is he? Around his somewhere.
Esothea will look a little bit through her journal. Let's see here. I know him. I still want to flank by the demons.
If they don't agree with us, we can tell them the tragic story of the Troll King.
Yeah. Sort of as we've approached here, by the way, Esothea would make notes that, like, though there are about more than a dozen combatants, there only appears to be maybe 2 or 3 lieutenants, and this one, as he sort of like approaches, seems, I guess, like a leader of sorts. He's got the crocodiles.
This guy,
Yeah.
who introduces himself as King Vestget, and kind of leashed and following much like a hound this creature as well.
Whoa, they have cool pets too.
Mm-hmm.
We can
Blood
bond
King.
over our pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it says, "I see you have finally decided to..." Common words. "You have finally," he says in his tongue, "deigned to grace us with your presence. You are the leaders of the settlement on the north bank."
Indeed, we are.
"Why have you troubled yourselves to come to our village?"
Boat.
Boat?
Yeah, just boat.
So
I can't wait for this guy to be like, we swim. I don't know why we would need boat.
I mean,
Yeah.
here's the thing. They have a swim speed. They swim.
Oh,
They can also hold their breath for an extended period of time.
But
They don't
surely
know
they
what-
have like some kind of.
They don't know what boats are. They just swim a triathlon whenever they want to go anywhere.
But surely they like take things over the water that can't like just go underwater.
Right, or
Yeah.
maybe I'll rephrase that to.
It does
I
not
didn't
completely-
understand that at all.
It's
Just come out with a
diplomacy.
muffled
Diplomacy.
noise. Oh,
So I speak train conductor.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's-
Um, yeah, he does
See,
explain how.
he was saying you'd arrived in Birmingham.
Yeah, he does explain that they don't have any boats. They don't have a need for them. If ever they do come across one, usually they just chop it up for firewood. All of you do note and pick up on this, that there is like this pall over all of them. There's this kind of tinge of a tinge of fear on all of them, even the king himself, although it doesn't seem to be directed at you. So whilst you can see there is a slight, maybe nervous twitching to them, it's not because of you. There just seems to be a...
Seems to be bothering you, good sir.
Yeah, we didn't see this before.
Scroll.
Let's see, last I documented anything, there was this one flanked by Camas, and the lizard folk has some religiously important hut that this is the only guy who enters. And I think his subjects are like terrified of him, maybe?
It's not... You don't get the sense that any of the fear is directed to an individual. It just seems to be just the general vibe is that there is a level of, not terror, but a level of virginal fear kind of over them all. It says,
Whatever is bothering them be so trivial, because we waited so long with going here.
They're gonna be like, it's the salinity of the water. I mean, we definitely should like see if helping them, and they'll like build like rapid fire, build us a boat. Maybe give us some sort of like creature to ferry us onto the island.
Is not normally for outsiders, but you have been good neighbours. You have caused us no grief. You have dealt with us amicably. But we are
Didn't
at an
we open
impasse.
diplomatic relations with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am able to converse with a revered ancestor. Its advice has always been good and true, but recently it has been urging towards greater violence, and he seems like he wants to say more, but it kind of stops himself.
Can I fish it out of him with some diplomacy?
How would you fish it out of him?
I reckon Myah would just kind of like start a conversation, asking like ever so slightly further, but not like intrusively so, and be like really subtle about it, that she's trying to get more information, while pretending to just like try to get into what he's already told us.
Okay. Yeah, maybe a diplomacy check. Just click the button and do it.
Ooh. That's a 3.
You don't... They will invite you in if you wish to rest for the evening. There is safety behind this walls, and you have shown yourselves to be friends and would like to perhaps solidify friendship over a meal and drink.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I can do that.
Just help beat stay in this damn river.
Yeah, I'm starting to get soggy.
Yeah, they offer to you can dry yourselves by the fire, basically. Esothea, you notice as you're kind of as you make your way in past the guards who are sporting blowpipes. Whilst they don't have vials on them, their blowpipes are kind of different to blowpipes you've either seen before or the one which you've fashioned from your umbrella itself. They seem to have a strange, like, not bulbous, but there seems to be a point halfway up the blowpipe itself that looks like it could slide, and they don't have, like I said, any vials on them, but they do have like a kind of bandolier sash type thing, and in some small like netted pouches, probably no larger than the size of a coin. It looks like small oiled bags.
That sounds really cool.
No, absolutely.
See, where the fuck is the entrance to this? Oh, it's right here. So the King Vesco will invite you inside.
Really smoky.
Yeah.
Sort of just like have
Where did I put the
Monty
king?
sort of like hang back a little bit. Just have sort of this at the enter. Whoop. Didn't mean to close that.
Yep. So the village's central mound stands fully 15 feet high, dwarfing the surrounding huts. Bones of all shapes and sizes crown the dome, sticking out of the dried mud at erratic angles. Fresh marsh grass has been scattered around the mound's perimeter, and 2 spears hung with feathers and other fetishes are topped with the painted skulls of fanged lizards, which flank the mound's entrance. The bright green hide of some large swamp reptile serves as the hut's entrance flap. Vasquez invites you in. There is a meal shared. The meal is basically meat. The drink
These people know
is
nothing.
Yeah. The drink is effectively water, but it's a hearty, well-cooked meat diet and fish. The king does at one point say, I will return. I must inform our ancestor, our revered ancestor, that that violence is not needed, that we are firm friends. There will be no more than maybe 1 hour. Please enjoy yourselves, relax. Please do not encroach into the homes of my kin, but you are welcome to otherwise wander the settlement. You will not be followed, but you will be watched. And then he kind of bows and he will head outside.
Oh, okay. Shall we have a wander as well then?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we'll have a gander about, see what everything is sort of happening.
These huts are pretty cool.
But they seem to not speak common. Yes, like they have their own like sort of Swagan-esque language.
So they're generally speaking to themselves. When they're speaking between each other, they're speaking their own tongue, but they do know the common tongue. So accented heavily, and clearly not their first language, but all of them understand enough to be able to carry conversation if you spark one up.
Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, definitely Esothea will sort of just like approach the nearest one over yonder and like just comment on the weapons they use and her familiarity with it, and sort of slowly work her way up to asking how they prefer to use them.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of conversation. They're happy to kind of hand it over to you. It's not like they hold a great reverence towards their weapons or anything like that, and they seem to be quite common amongst the blue-skinned of the lizard folk. And as you're kind of like turning it over, inspecting it, it's shorter than your blow umbrella, mostly because yours needs to function like an umbrella as well. And for the most part, it is just a bog standard blowpipe, probably fashioned from some sort of reed, very straight, very consistent diameter, completely hollow. But the thing that strikes it a little bit different is that there is a very simple but also quite clever mechanism to it, in that there is a slidable portion of it which allows them to slide back slightly to reveal the inside, maybe 2/3 along the blowpipe from the mouth. And they explain that, and they kind of open up one of these small pouches and they take out a small pinch of this kind of sticky brown substance, which is probably a pinch which you might put of, like, say, pipe tobacco in a pipe, that kind of pinch size. And explain how they slot it in there, they close it, and then they shoot the blow dart. And as they do that,
Shoot the blow.
and as they do that, it coats the blow dart in the poison which they put on the in the goop. The goop is basically a somewhat crude poison, but it allows them to not have to poison the darts ahead of time. They can slide it back, insert the stuff, re-slide it to complete the seal, and then just shoot a blow dart through, which will coat it en route.
Right, so it's like viscous, so it stays in the thing and only really like coats it as it goes through. It's neat. That's cool.
Correct.
Esothea will sort of like take note, and she'll mention her interest. That I'd be amiss if I didn't ask, a pet project of mine, if you will. What is this toxin made out of?
They explained that it's made out of various roots, fermented grasses, the gallbladders of a certain fish, but for all intensive purposes, it works like centipede venom.
Beautiful. All right. Esothea will sort of like make note of like, yes, the increased viscosity, ingenious. Well, it's been very enlightening. I thank you greatly.
It's just kind of like a nod, and they kind of look up your umbrella and I'll ask if they can kind of have a look at it, and it seems like some sort of like interest in how you do it. And
suppose it's only fair. Esothea just sort of like makes sure there's nothing else in the way, and she almost does like it's almost like military on parade style, like make sure it's straight, make sure that it's unloaded, not armed, and sort of like not a danger to handle, and then she just like very like formally lays it across her hands and offers it to the man.
No, because your umbrella works both as a blow dart and as an injection spear.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically a short spear where the ferrule pops off like a dart. It's like hollow through the center.
Yeah, they kind of look like and this like shows some appreciation. This is I can see how this can be used as both a ranged and, if needed, weapon. And kind of flexes the claws, I suppose, and then kind of looks at your hands and says, I suppose that would be necessary for one without claws to need some way to defend themselves. That is smart. That is, yes.
Absolutely. She'll also sort of like help him like identify where the little reservoir of poison goes to like through the haft. Then she'll note that by having something disposable like such a cartridge, you can put a great variety of toxins inside, though it would require certain amounts of preparation. It would allow you to maybe make something more faster acting that doesn't leave as much residue as your solution, though of course it is a little bit more intricate.
He kind of looks at it and says, and then he kind of says, but does it not slow down in the application and the having to reload, and does it not slow down how quickly you can shoot if you wish to also poison?
Training plays a great part in it, and I am admittedly often running out of venom as reapplications are quite expensive. But once you are intent on using it for ranged combat, with sufficient training, it is just as fast as a normal blowgun.
By the way, as they make that comment about leaning claws, Myah just makes a little quip about not everyone needing claws, and then shows her altogether 2 sharp teeth for her her before appearance.
Look, it's fine. I'm not already biting.
You're met with a equally toothy grin from the lizard folk. It is good. It is good to be blessed with the ability to defend yourselves when the need comes and you're caught by surprise.
Esothea's got teeth.
Esothea's got teeth, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Unless she actively like shows up, because that's the thing about vishkanya's, right? Is that technically Esothea, art-wise, is not very well representative of like the average vishkanya. Only looks snake-like if you know what to look for, or if they actively show you.
Yeah. In that picture, she's out and proud,
like yawning. Yeah.
Oh yeah, doing that real creepy snake yawn where they dislocate each side of their jaw, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah. I imagine that Esothea looks completely normal unless you're like very close up, and then she just like has a coughing fit, and you're like, Jesus,
like the Predator sneezing.
Yeah.
Myah just looks like a goblin. She opens her mouth and she has like sharp fangs inside, and you're like, oh.
The Fae are always crazy.
Yeah.
The lizard folk then kind of starts to, not military parade, but shows the efficiency of which they...
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask how this worked.
Yeah, so you see that he takes... the blow die itself, you now notice, has a small strap halfway along that is tied to their wrist. And he kind of lets go of it. He takes from the pouch and from a small waistband a dart and some of the poison, and then in one motion inserts the poisonous goop into the blow dart and puts a blow dart into the blow pipe, and then just blows. And it looks like effectively, with one action, manages to both reload and prime the poison.
Interesting. Like, Esothea mentions, just like, quickly, is like, not as fast with the projectile itself. And she like sort of contemplates whether it's worth a demonstration, considering she can only use her own poison every hour or so. But she'll note that it is very impressive that you are so swift. Is this something that you are taught from a young age?
For those of us that show the aptitude, and those of us which excel, yes. It is something everyone here will know how to do, but unless you have grown up using, it can take some time to truly master the use of them in such a fluid motion. Many of our kin simply rely on maybe a shield and some sort of melee weapon or javelins, but for those of us that have keener eye and softer footfalls, we prefer this. It has done us well.
Yeah, Esothea just sort of like takes note as they mentioned, just like, perhaps it is something worth inquiring about. She does note the whole like putting the poison and the dart in at once is a little bit of a design flaw in her own. I suppose the simplicity of simply having a blowpipe as opposed to a spring-loaded mechanism does make that a little faster. She's like taking mental notes of this. Yeah, I suppose just sort of like checking in with the rest of the party. We have obviously been granted like semi-free reign here, but we did come here for boats. Is this something that your people would be able to help us with?
We do not have any boats. And kind of comes and ahs and thinks.
We were just we were gonna go over to the island over there. Is there anything like that we could float on?
A raft, perhaps?
Not that comes to mind, but and it kind of thinks from it, starts to say something, shakes their head, and no, that would be no, sorry.
No, I guess we're just going to have to get home and get some of the fishing boats, commandeer some of them.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Well-
enjoy that.
Oh, it's a big ask, isn't it? I mean, I suppose it's any travel, but I mean, we have naught but common stretch between here and home, no? Esothea sort of like looks around, is like they've obviously made like a log wall, and obviously there is effectively a natural moat around their little establishment here, but clearly like they know what they're doing. Assuming we had help of say a couple of them, maybe they could help us fashion and like make rafts and make sure we arrive safely at the island. Having someone who is basically a live life vest seems like a handy way to make sure even a shit raft takes us there.
Yeah, the lizard
Yeah,
folk
that's a
is
good
like
idea.
to make this request, you would need to make it to King Besket. He would be the one that would. Yeah, it is for him to decide whether we would help in this endeavor or not. I believe he is seeking wisdom and advice from the revered elder. And it's at this point you notice that the fear creeps in ever so slightly more. The mention of the revered ancestor.
the feeling that is not an ancestor at all.
Yeah, I feel like we're having like a scale kobold type situation again. I'm not gonna be able to delicately ask about this without freaking him out. Sort of just as I'm like putting my umbrella back a little bit, sort of nearly trying to hide the fact that I'm talking to her, and just like whisper quickly is like, "Do you mind taking this one? I think something's up." And sort of just like prompted Myah to sort of take the lead about asking.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, I'll take the lead. Can I just ask them like who this revered ancestor, like which of the ancestors it is? And this has always been a tradition. And make it sound like purely interest, like in their culture, in the name of friendship.
One spreads his hands and bows slightly. Says, "It is King Vesket who seeks the advice and is the only one of which the revered ancestor will speak to. It is beyond my ken."
I suppose we'll just wait for him to come out and.
He is in the spirit hut. He kind of motions to the building at the top of the map.
Yeah, I saw him going there. I went around the other side of the
I'm
building.
really interested in what's going on with these skulls, by the way. They just have the skull pit.
Oh yeah, they do have they do have a pile of bones.
Yeah, they have one of these mud huts is
like a refuse pit.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Man, I gotta leave it somewhere.
Wait, I'm talking about this like building over here, not this right here. Like they got strands of like seaweed or something going in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are skulls. I thought it was rocks.
Yeah, I mean, Esothea will thank this man kindly for his showing.
Well, at this point, like, there's several different kind of colorations to them. These lizard folk.
Sort of guarding a clutch of eggs. This one.
I was gonna say, are those eggs really big or are they really small?
Quite big eggs.
I mean, look, childbirth is crazy. Insane props to these people because those are some large eggs.
These guys as well.
I mean,
oh yeah, I remember this guy had like the tooth flail. This guy's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys heard of the kiwi? The kiwi bird?
Yes! It needs to rearrange its bone structure to fit the eggs.
What? I've not heard of this.
Kiwis lay the same size eggs as emus do. Only they're like 50 times smaller.
I think it's like kiwi eggs are 20% of their body size or something larger than that.
I thought it was like 30 more.
Oh my days.
I'll post an image in the Discord chat here, but yeah, it is very big compared to the small.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like a human giving birth to their own torso.
Yeah, it's crazy. I hate that you phrased it this way.
Yeah, I'm horrified.
That's
if you
awful.
haven't wanted to give birth, this will do it for you.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to anyway.
Yeah, no, oh Jesus.
Right, I'm going in the hut.
I'm going in the hut. Yeah, I will thank the guy very kindly and mention that I would love to maybe take an attempt at the reloading techniques, maybe some adjustments I can make to my own weapon. This has been very enlightening. Thank you. Sort of like give him a little half bow-ish nod, and then make my way over. And it's like, we need to talk to big man.
Yeah, so it's probably only been about 30 minutes or so, and there's no sign of King Vesca at the moment. He's still wherever
he did say
is.
that he would be like an hour.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
Do we think that he's in there just like going absolutely hog wild, or that he has some sort of like hidden like? Because last time we had something like this, the benevolent leader was a gnome in disguise.
Oh yeah. Is he like recasting his spell to disguise self or something?
Yeah, maybe he's doing like a ritual to appear more intimidating.
He did seem scared as well, along with the rest.
Maybe he's a very good actor.
I mean, you know where he is at the moment.
You want to
Where
spy
is
on him?
Yeah, no. I don't
in the
think
spirit
so.
hut up there.
Oh.
I mean, you said we had like effectively for you, right? I'll like
Mhm.
take a gander around, just like.
Like there's eyes on you, like peeking out from like flaps as you walk past, but you're not kind of being stopped or anything.
No.
I'm not trying to go in. I'm just
No,
trying
no.
to skirt it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
balls.
Is there no walls
Yeah, I'm
there?
just.
Oh no, there are.
Yeah, it's
If
just
it's-
letting me kind of sort of go in. I don't see anything yet. Yeah, can I like maybe like kind of just like chill here and just like, oh, get out of the sun right here. It's so
Yeah.
hot.
Mm.
And just like listen in.
Oh, Todd is here. Hi, Todd. Todd's come with me.
Ekandeo's just like out here wading water.
Oh shit, yeah. He'll wait there. Knock's just gonna wait outside.
Dog is having a
Astrid,
time of his life, probably.
you do hear the conversation between two individuals. One is King Vesket, and another is a voice you haven't heard before, speaking in the common tongue.
Handy.
Yep. And the king is, he's not arguing because there's clearly some reverence in his voice, but he's trying to placate this other individual. This other individual is calling for violence against all of you. He's saying,
Oh.
"It must be the way, King Vesket. These people seek to subjugate you. They seek to turn you into slaves. You must strike. You must stamp them out. They are a threat." And the king's like, "Surely, Reverend Elder, they have shown none of the traits that the other Drylanders have shown in the past. They are not like the Stag Lord. They have not sought to bring violence to us. They have traded with us. But must we do violence now? Must we call down violence onto them when we have offered them food and roof?" And then the elders must bring the violence to them. If not now, you must bring it to them shortly, swiftly, completely. And then kind of there's some silence. And then you start to hear kind of the heavy footfalls of the king heading towards the doorway.
Oh, okay. Oh, I feel much better. And well, I can't move. And
Smooth operator.
yep, recovered from that sun. And
You just
yeah,
You just
see
fucking
Esothea.
sprint away.
Yeah.
Immediately playing along, I'm like, black leather in the middle of the sun.
Yeah. It just takes you. I feel much better now. Esothea. And kind of like tell her what I've heard.
And then the king kind of comes back and he finds, hello. He seems to be a little bit It's hard to read his facial features, but maybe a little bit frazzled. I hope you have enjoyed your stay and the food was palatable. I am afraid I do not know what you Drylanders tend to dine upon, but I have seen your boats in the river catching fish, so I assumed fish was palatable.
Yeah, perfectly delicious. Excellent,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
quite nice.
Hmm?
No, sorry.
You are welcome to rest here this eve if you wish, and then on the morrow you can be on your way. We do not have boats, I'm afraid.
I don't think we should stay.
Should we posit that we would enjoy their help with the thing? I mean, I don't know how Esothea is supposed to at all mention this to Astrid in this exact situation, but to note that, you know, building things together, showing that we can collaborate, you know, it's just, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, can we pass it down the line and get Myah to propose it?
yeah. Astrid tells Esothea, who tells Monty.
Yeah. Who tells Todd? Who tells Myah?
But by the way, can I interrogate the king a little bit? Well, I say interrogate, but like, just
And his ear.
I was gonna say, in the interest of cultural exchange, ask about his spiritual practices.
While we build a raft?
Well, you guys build a raft, yes.
Okay. Vesket says that until a year ago, their tribe was thriving, but then a clutch failed. They were unable to find decent fish. The Staglord's bandits harried them whenever they ventured inland. But then their great elder, their ancestor, came to him in a dream and instructed for the emotions behind him the spirit hut to be constructed. And in consultation and with advice from Stishak, and he kind of bows his head as the name of his ancestor, he was given good advice in how to deal with the Staglord's bandits, to erect the wall to enclose their village. And since then they have found food when needed. And they have a new clutch which is currently incubating. And he fears that if it was not for Stishak, that they may no longer be here. Whereas again, there's this kind of fear mixed with maybe a slight amount of guilt. But he will offer for a raft to be put together from the materials they have, and he can instruct some of his warriors to ferry you over to the island if that is your wish, but they will have to wait until the morning.
I will accept that.
Gonna make it till the morning?
Look, if they Yeah, no, imagine if they try to like just like assassinate us in our sleep. That would be bad.
Yeah.
Hmm. Man, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Um, Perhaps if we, uh, is there anything that they need help with around here? Because obviously they're like really freaked up about this, and they're kind of just like chilling on this island. But like, is there anything we can do for them? Can we like offer to like? Because we were coming here looking for information and a way to cross over to Candlemere Isle, but maybe they have some gripe they need solved.
Um,
I'm gonna have to be right back, by the way.
they wouldn't turn down an offer of food and cloth.
I mean, Esothea's a hell of a cook.
Certainly, there's nothing but
Quite
fish around
quite
here. Though.
simple needs: food, cloth, maybe dry wood or coal or peat for their fires. But other than that,
they
they
had-
are pretty self-sufficient, but they wouldn't turn down food stores of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, if there's nothing of the sort that they have sort of on the back foot that we may assist with, then I don't really have much of an idea. I'm a little afraid that the only way to like deal with the sort of like impending danger, if there is some, is to strike first, or also just leave and let them be. But
With some perception checks, you do note that the king's offers are genuine, and that he does seem torn.
Yeah. That's what the conversation kind of seemed like.
Mhm.
Like he doesn't
Yeah.
want to, but he might kind of give in and be like, okay, fine, I'll do it.
And
Like,
honestly,
shoot
I'm
this
not.
in the middle of the night.
Yes, certainly, but look, I'm not even necessarily worried about him. I'm worried about him sharing with the sort of like higher up looking lieutenants, like, and them being like, "Bah, weak. We must do as the ancestors say," and then they attack us, even if he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, you do know from your conversation earlier that only the king converses with the ancestor.
Yeah, but he could tell them the ancestor's word,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and then they could be like, right, well, we'll do it. I don't really want to stay the night. I don't
I
feel
think, yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah, I think staying the night is a great way to get smoked. Um, maybe we simply ask them to watch over us on our trip to and fro the island. Should some danger befall us, or our crafts fail, maybe they at least, keep a lookout.
Yeah. So it will take them time to create a raft for you, which is why he said it'll have to wait until the morning.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I don't really want to wait for that.
And also, like, based on what he says, I would prefer we build the raft with their help as opposed to they build the raft on
Well, yeah,
our
that's what it
behest.
would be. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
they'd help you build it, and they'd shuttle you over there.
Yeah.
I can just imagine them like the little rudder.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to take the gamble. I want to be vulnerable and show them that we can be trusted, and gambling is a 50-50. You can only win or lose. Those are only two options. Therefore, they must be equal. That's how that works, right? Never stop gambling.
Or not taking the chances 100%. Just saying.
Yeah, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Yeah, but we can come back.
Oh yeah. It feels so silly to go back home, grab a boat, carry it, or I guess ride it through the lake, down the river.
Yeah, we can sail it, or whatever you do with a boat. A small boat, I assume.
I don't think Esothea's cut out for rowing. Yeah, I mean, obviously the safest option is to go back, get a boat. It's just a hell of a roundabout route. I know. What does the rest of the party say?
Yeah.
I'm good with gambling.
Gamble.
A little gamble, stay the night.
Okay.
You know, we'll sleep with the weapons under the pillows and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And maybe I'll have the evening. I fraternize with the other sort of dartmen and Mel, and then try to see if they can maybe show Esothea the sling maneuver. That seems cool. I want to be able to reload and shoot it, reload and apply poison at the same time. That seems really good.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of strike up conversation through the evening with the same lizard folk as earlier, and it seems like the lizard folk in general, they aren't hostile or seem to be holding any secret wishes of harm to you. They seem to at least be on good standing with you. The king spends most of his time in his hut, of which you are welcome to sup with him if you wish, and occasionally he'll go outside and walk around and inquire as to the well-being of his kin. And then the evening approaches, and I guess Knock and Ekando do come in at this point. And
Oh shit, I forgot they were still out there.
They were just chilling.
Ekando will turn on his torch so there's at least some sort of light that you guys can see. We set up a couple of tents kind of between these two huts, and you kind of bed down for the evening.
Okay, I'm setting a watch.
Yeah, in the eve, I think Esothea actively having pulled a handful of all-nighters, being in what is effectively eternal college. It's like she's having some caffeinated beverage and just sort of fiddling with the plants and study notes.
Esothea, during your watch, you catch the barest glimpse of a green light coming from the spirit hut, kind of through some of the cracks in the wall and through the hole in the ceiling. There's a soft green and then soft kind of bluish white light, and then it disappears again.
Does it seem like primally or occultly or in any other way magically supernatural, not just as that's a light, but that's energy coming from there?
That's a very good roll. Yes. Most definitely not natural. Not necessarily magical per se, as in a spell being cast. Very reminiscent of the lights that you've seen around Candlemere Island. And it kind of... a few things kind of click together. The fact that everyone here seems to be afraid, and the lights, and a creature comes to mind. A will-o'-the-wisp.
Oh. I don't know in this particular game, but aren't those like made like born of like wayward souls or the like?
They are malevolent balls of coloured light. Will-o'-the-wisps haunt lonely marshes and forests, where they lure unsuspecting travellers into danger. They can vary in colour and illumination they shed, and delight in mimicking bobbing lanterns or distant fires to draw lost or disoriented travellers off safe trails. They can extinguish their illumination entirely to become invisible, and enjoy doing so once their victims are wholly lost and have realised the bobbing light in the distance isn't in fact leading them to safety. Even invisible, however, a will-o'-the-wisp rarely ventures far from its targets, as it feasts upon the panic and dread felt by its victims.
They sound intelligent.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, to whoever is sort of closest to the party, or like over the course of several conversations, I think Esothea would try to like over the night or early morn sort of clue people in that like if there were some sort of greater will-o'-the-wisp, then maybe this is just another predation tactic. There might not be like an ancestor after all. This might just be like a trick of anxiety by one particularly clever will-o'-the-wisp.
Considering the fear that you've kind of seen, if it is a will-o'-the-wisp, this is prime feeding territory.
Yeah. Basically livestock after all, right? This completely static, renewable source of fear, and all they have to do is get their leader to feel anxious about everyone who interacts with them.
Another practitioner of animal husbandry.
Yeah, but how the turntables.
Okay. Do we deal with it then? Would that piss them off even more, or
only the king is allowed? Yeah, only the king is allowed in the spiritualist hut, right? So, I guess we'd have to
Yeah, so that's the thing. If the king is the only one allowed, then he might be the only one that's seen this ancestor.
Does the king sleep in there?
No, the king is... last time you saw him was inside his own hut.
Excellent. So nobody has to know this. Well, I mean, it'll become apparent at some point, I'm sure, however.
So I have sort of two minds about this. Either we sneak in there, see if it is, potentially kill it, and then they'll accuse us of slaying whatever their ancestor spirit is, right? Which will be correct. That's just like a fact at that point for what they know. Alternatively, we take the raft, because I have a sneaking suspicion those never-ending bobbing candles in the windows of Keep Candlemere is the same light. And if we can bring one back and show the king, look, this is a monster, and then he'll make the connection himself, we can maybe save these people. That's assuming they'd be like hostile for our slaying of the ancestor spirit. Maybe they wouldn't be. Maybe they'd be like, "Oh, I see, we were led astray." But like, I don't know.
I don't tell. But they'd be like, "Oh, thank God you saved us," or
They're like, "It was just a ploy." So
how the fuck do you capture a will-o'-the-wisp?
This is the thing.
Honestly,
A will-o'-the-wisp is a malevolent ball of coloured light. When you kill them, there's not really any remains left.
are they like incorporeal? Can you like trap them in a jar?
No, they're not incorporeal. So yeah, you could.
So they are inhibited by
By physical things. Yeah, they can't pass through physical things unless they have a spell or something like that to their ability.
I mean, they can also snuff out their light at will, so I guess it could just be like, "Oh, I'm invisible now." Yeah, that's hard. I mean, the simplest option is obviously to just go in the spiritualist hut and see if it's a will-o'-the-wisp. Definitely the fewest moving parts to that plan. What are we thinking?
Yeah. I'm game with that.
To just rip it?
with
Yeah.
going in.
To just grip it and rip it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that it would be the most immediately useful thing to do, and if it blows up in our face, well, then it does.
Yeah. Can we quick save?
Yep. F5, done.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Ekandar is going to stay with the tents and keep an eye. Knock Knock will stealth to here and keep an eye in case anything happens. He can keep an eye on this
Yeah.
tent and anything that might come around the corner.
Yeah, we should maybe try to do this quietly, because if we get interrupted mid-fight, that's probably not going to be great.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay. Gonna move yourselves.
Oh, man. I have a bad feeling about this, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I think it's a great idea. I'm just scared. It's like this guy had like what 2, 3 gargantuan caiman crocodiles, like,
Mm-hmm.
and in other games, will-o'-the-wisps are quite bad things. So I'm hoping it's not as bad. Maybe, hopefully.
The only problem with all this is I don't have dark vision.
We have like ever bright lanterns and stuff. I think.
Yeah, it's just that's the thing. We'd have to put the lanterns on. They could see it.
Yeah, I mean, this is true. Let's see here. I mean, we have previously been like, because the light is shed constantly. They're just like kept somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
guess
suppose if you could,
you keep them in your pack or
partially
something
covered.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. I presume like there is some way, like a partially sheer cloth or something that would allow us to limit the amount of a light.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do it as dim light if you so wished.
It's better than nothing. keep it low light. It's visual, but you
So
know,
I'll just
if we can
imagine
keep
that's
it sort of like
dim light. Yeah. In fact, can I
Yeah.
on the fly amend? Maybe.
This is why like bullseye lanterns are so nice because you can make them only
Yeah.
5 foot of light. Oh, oh,
Okay, so Esothea, yours is now just doing 20-foot of dim light. Is it shining
neat.
through some cloth or something like that?
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, you
like
can
the
kind of make
paper
out
of the umbrella.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Like a lantern.
Like a
Mhm.
lantern, yeah.
Or like a paper lantern, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Astrid, I assume, well, you're going to open the door and go in?
Well, when everybody's ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ready when you are.
Yep. Open it.
Aww.
And you look inside the spirit hut. The mound has a deserted, run-down look to it. The mud is dried and cracked, and no smoke issues from its chimney. Within, the air is strangely cold and dry, and the walls themselves have been decorated with images of violence, showing lizard folk fighting and long bloody wars against humans, dwarves, and elves. In many of these scenes, a single regal lizard folk directs their armies to great victories.
When everybody gets in,
Well,
can we
I'm
close
going
the
to-
door?
I'm going to cast this in the middle of the room.
Good.
Very
Shout.
fire.
Oh,
close the door behind
fantastic.
us.
Okay.
Oh,
Where are you gonna
Yeah,
place
just like
the-
close the door.
Well, I just don't want, like,
Yeah.
Go ahead
Got
and place
dim
a
lights we can
10-foot
see.
burst.
I don't know who else is coming in with us.
I'm just chilling.
Where is Myah?
Thought over there.
Maya's
It's right here.
right in the doorway.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's why I kept saying, all right, after everybody's in. All right. Sorry, I didn't see you, Myah.
I am the invisibles.
It just like blends in with the wall. Like I can see your token now, barely.
Yeah, let's just look.
Was Todd coming with you, or is Todd...
No, Todd's staying behind.
Okay. So yeah, can you place the 10-foot burst down? Because...
I did it.
Oh, okay. Cool. So... Invisible creatures can't be concealed whilst affected by the fairy fire. If a creature is invisible, they're concealed under the effects. So... Let me just quickly give this thing concealed. And... Oops, and get rid of
What the shit was that? Just blinked on my screen.
invisibility.
Oh, it was okay. I just saw it out the corner of my eye.
Why can you guys not see it? Ah, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Hello, would you like to go into the jar?
And I'm going to need initiatives from everybody.
Wait, no, considering internet culture, that's fucked up.
Oh, yep.
Oh, beans. Is stealth an option here, or is it like looking right at us?
It's looking right at you.
Yeah.
I saw you guys come in.
I don't know. Maybe it's like deception. Like, oh, we're just here to chill. I don't know. They don't know us.
Hey, why can't I see it?
Right here. Is there a wall on you? No.
You need to move in a bit.
Let me try.
You try.
Oh. No, it just appeared. It just appeared.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Gonna
going
roll
back
me-
into place.
Roll me initiative, Myah.
Oh my god, yeah, I know, I'm lagging really badly. It takes like 2 seconds for anything to show up after I
Mhm.
click it.
Okay. You do one thing. Well, it's Stishek up first. And the first thing it's going to do, I think it could do that. Targets 1, 2, 3, 5 creatures.
Oh, balls.
Yeah. Don't need everybody in the hut at the moment to make that will save.
Oh, this
Good
is an
boy.
emotion effect. Hold on, let me double check. My emotional support centipede.
Is that a reaction?
It might be. Envision reaction. Yes.
Yeah, no reactions yet, I'm afraid.
So I have the action, or well, not the action, but the activity of guarding, and so that
So
would
that
mean
means
my
you
shield is raised.
start
at
with the
start.
shield raised, yeah.
That also means whenever because I have raised symbol, it
Yep.
means every time I have my shield raised, it also has my symbol raised.
Yep.
So I have a +2 to this.
Yep.
Why didn't
Perfect.
it automatically make Monty feared?
Because I've been dragging it onto people.
Oh,
And I
okay.
hadn't dragged it onto Monty.
Mm.
So go ahead and do your raised shield and then click the will
Yes.
save.
Effect.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Alright.
Yeah, success. So just frightened 1. Okay. That's his first 2
Damn,
actions.
that must be high.
It's then going to... Ooh. Let's see. Starting at Monty, going clockwise. Esothea. It tries to shock you.
What the hell? That one?
Upsake.
Okay.
Myah, you're up.
Yay! Can I just sing very softly?
You can, but it'll still be loud enough for people to hear. If you're going to be doing your inspire, any kind of casting spells requires you to clearly verbalize, and then doing a performance check, you still need to clearly verbalize. So you can't do it in hushed tones, I'm afraid.
Right, so I've already done that, so
Yep. Yep.
Hang on, I don't know how far is it to put animation. Okay. So I can make all of us invisible to anyone outside the house, but not to each other. Is that gonna be helpful, or do I just do my usual thing?
What is all that clattering and music playing? Well, I don't see anything, so it must be my imagination.
Having a party? You know, just how the ancestors do their party? Right, in which case I will
All right.
really something to that.
Stealth was never an option.
I already cast
Yeah, I
a
forgot
spell.
about that.
Mm.
Ah,
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Some bullshit. Okay. Esothea, you're up.
All right. Sorry. Let me put this carrot down real quick.
That's a statement.
Let's see here. I mean, I suppose we strike. I imagine poison doesn't do a whole lot to a will-o'-the-wisp.
Oh. It is not slowed.
Oh, what?
The magic washes over it.
Is it immune to magic?
Quite possibly.
I hope not.
We should maybe do
What
a
the-
knowledge check.
Maybe. Also, we. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a good, solid choice. My first action should be to recall knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you target it and then do your... Yeah.
My macro.
This is a... Sorry? Oh yeah, the
My
macro. thank you.
macro.
You don't think this is actually a will-o'-the-wisp. This is actually... This is actually a spirit of a long dead lizard folk.
Maybe we're wrong about this. All right, we're fighting to defend ourselves. Oh man, this sucks. Yeah, I mean, Esothea is going to strike at the ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
Why are there 2 dice here? Oh right, the
Because it's
concealed thing.
concealed. Unfortunately, your attack finds no purchase.
That's right. I'll I suppose with the previously mentioned flavor, this is a little silly, but Esothea is then going to take a defensive stance with the umbrella.
Okay,
So I have 24 AC.
nice. Ameryss, you're up.
Right. One curious thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we think it is. Spirits are
Yep.
generally undead.
Correct.
Undead are generally immune or heal from harm.
Correct.
But Channel Smite allows me to use heal spells.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's a noted. I am, however, going to move over here.
Yup.
And just do a normal attack, and then raise the shield.
Mm-hmm. That is a hit.
Nice.
Nice damage there.
All right,
looks-
and raise
hurt.
symbol.
Yep. Astrid, you're up. Yep. Okay.
So, go there and stab.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm still in my inventory.
Remember, we're trying to capture it, don't we?
Yes. I'll do my best. Okay. Yeah, I'll stab it. Okay, and against anyway.
Unfortunately, a miss.
Do we-
You've got one action left.
How do we
Try again.
counter concealment?
You generally don't.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, another miss.
But I saw it, which is maybe worse.
Yup. Okay.
Oh, it was. Wait, I made the okay.
You made the concealed, but you actually missed the
But
attack.
still missed. Okay, yeah, so that's worse.
So the first thing it's going to do is a feed on fear to regain 4 hit points. Woo! Then going to, let's see, so 1d4 clockwise from Ameryss. So Monty is going to get attacked with a shock. Ooh, critical hit. 28 damage.
Whoa.
And second attack against Astrid. But it misses.
Good.
And it's at this point you hear some commotion from outside. Of knock knock calling out loud, going, better beat this quick! Big man's coming! Myah, you're up.
Yes. Hang on, why is Thoth over there?
Where?
He didn't come in.
Because that's where you left him.
No, I mean like he was right outside the door. Why is he over there?
Okay, I'll move him near the door, but he never got moved there, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
he never got moved from what I saw.
Yeah.
No, I moved him along with me over here, and then I had
Oh.
him stay outside the door.
I don't know, maybe he lagged out or something. Weird. But that's fine. He's where he is.
Yeah, I'm super laggy.
Hmm.
Yeah, see, I pinged there, even though I double clicked on my token. I'm having so much lag trouble. Even the Discord call gives out every now and again.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Right, what do I do? You know, I'm not 100% sure. Oh my god, this is lag. You know, I'm completely magical. I have no idea what to do. I just blah.
Yeah.
I thought the metal splinter thing was physical damage. Or is that also considered magical?
Oh, good call. Yeah. There's needle darts. Forgot I had that. Good call.
Okay, roll the attack.
So miss.
Unfortunately, the shards of metal just pass through its space. Doesn't find any purchase. Todd has an action if he wants to take anything. Otherwise, Esothea, you're up.
Am I really certain that this is the ancestor spirit?
Yes.
But that no way.
It's a spirit.
Is the
showing
recall
all the
knowledge
telltale
like set
signs.
to the? Oh yeah. So it is a textbook ancestor spirit right here.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I guess we continue to incapacitate it as best we can.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right. Bomba.
Okay, takes damage. Now, was that poisoned by any chance?
Yeah, it's got like pre-applied poison.
Pop
But
that into chat for me.
let's see here. It is. I think the tip currently has the multi-venom. Let me do blade check. Umbrella tip multi-venom. Yes, it is. I've not been keeping track of other people's weapons. I probably should have, but oh no, I haven't done my
You've done your
my
daily
bad.
preparations.
There we
No
go. I
one's
forgot to
used
click it.
anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, this is taking a million years. I can't find it. There we go. It can
Somehow?
be affected by poison.
Yep.
What the hell? All right. Jesus. Okay. I mean, I'll use my last action to
Like a twist.
to inject it. No,
Okay.
to shoot the reservoir.
Yep, go for it.
So I think with the injection action, it just does another bout of the same poison because I have both multi-venom in both of them.
Okay.
Let's see
Which?
here.
Oh, Christ, he needs to make a save again.
Yeah. And if it fails, it goes to the next stage.
It
All
stays at stage one. Stage one.
Yep. That's
Okay.
it. Does Monty get a free attack, by the way? I forgot.
Yeah. If you don't command them, then Monty gets one action which he can use to stride, step, or strike.
Never mind.
Fortunately, it finds no purchase. Okay, Ameryss.
I can't actually see how hurt this thing is.
It's injured.
Okay. We don't want to kill it.
Do we have a jar to put it in? You can.
Not big enough jar to fit an entire small-sized creature in. No.
Well, in any case, let's.
What if we got this all twisted around and I'm succeeding on these recall knowledges and it is in fact
You are.
It would
legitimately
be
this-
wild.
You are succeeding.
no.
On it. It is a spirit. Can you not see its name?
I mean, I can, but I presume that was just like
Move over here. See?
Oh.
Spirit of
okay.
Stishak. Oops.
Well, he's.
I thought
advocating
that
for
was just
killing
like,
us.
but I'm not getting it to be off guard.
You're not flanking it. And yeah, it's.
Yes.
I mean, you think it's off guard. You've just not been able to get the
I'm going crazy with it.
finest point of it.
We're the worst house guests.
we are the worst.
I was trying to set up the flank for you here.
Yeah, let's, Can you non-lethal a dead thing, like an undead thing?
Knock
Not
out
really,
a wisp.
because when an undead creature is brought to 0 hit points, they're just dead. There's no like dying condition for undead creature.
Oh.
But if you
Well, there's
don't
no
do
point of me
non-lethal,
going non-lethal, eh?
Yeah, you can't
The
knock out an
inhibitions.
undead creature.
Well, no inhibitions. Let's go. Well, let's try again.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a
Oh,
miss.
well. Don't know what I
Raise the
can do.
shield.
Yep. Raise shield, raise symbol.
Astrid.
Okay. Alright. I'll just move next to Ameryss.
Yep.
Okay, let's try that.
Fortunately,
you
a
Double
miss.
7.
Fuck it, it's half 10. I want to use a hero point. I want to hit this son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
Go for it.
It's a third 7.
Oh, but it has.
Yep. Unfortunately,
And he's concealed.
yep, he's concealed.
What are the odds of rolling the same thing 3 times in a row? It's-
Pretty fucking minuscule.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's 20 to the power of 3. It's 1 in 8,000.
Yep.
Do you... Yeah,
if
it's
you
fine. Just
re-roll
stay here.
using a hero point, don't you just re-roll one roll? Why is the flat check?
Because it's tied to the attack, so you're redoing the attack.
Well, so. Yeah, I'm afraid. Okay. The next thing that
That's fair.
happens is the tin flap opens. In strides King, flanked by.
We were attacked.
It's two very large cavemen.
Spirit hut.
But that's his turn.
We got lost
Oops.
going to the toilet all together.
With weapons drawn.
The spirit of Stishak then uses Invoke Stishak. The spirit of Stishak manifests a shimmering form, that of a great, regal lizardfolk king made of flickering ghostly light. The image is medium and must manifest within 10 foot of the... nothing. The can sustain the image by concentrating and speak through it and control minor motions, such as movement of limb, but cannot cause it to leave the square of which it appeared. The gains a +2 circumstance bonus on intimidation checks made to demoralize foes through its invoked image. Any damage inflicted to the or the illusion itself can cause the invoked illusion to vanish immediately. It then directs its voice to the King Vishak and uses an intimidation check, and it says, "You didn't heed my warnings, you didn't heed my advice. I told you to bring violence upon these, and look what they have done. They have invaded your personal, private, sacred spaces to despoil and steal. Kill them." And he's going to attempt an intimidate check.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. The king is not actually intimidated, but its words make sense. Myah.
You must tell him. You must tell him his spirit is vengeful. It is not the man he was in life.
I was just going to say, yeah. I am. You told me about the will of the wisp, and I'm sticking with the will of the wisp, even though I'm not entirely sure, or she's not entirely sure.
The
You
ghost of
told us
your
when we went
ancestors.
in here yeah, no, you told us that when we went in here that's what it was, and I will stick to that story because otherwise Myah doesn't know what to fucking do. So she's come to try and.
Yeah, make me this diplomacy check.
I hear her pointing that.
Yep.
Okay.
There is a moment of realization, which is then replaced by shame, and then it is replaced by righteous anger directed towards the will of the wisp.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yay.
I was so
I'm so
hoping you would
happy that
smite with
that's there.
heal. Go for it, Myah. You got 2 actions left. Is there anything you want to do?
Hang on. I gotta get him, King. Get him.
Okay. Need to quickly just change. Oh, how do I do this? How do I make them allies, alliance, party? And with that critical success, I'm gonna have him go next.
Strike boldly, Lizard King.
Oops.
Right, yeah. I have one more action, but I can't
Yep.
really. Hang on. I can give Thoth 2 actions. Thoth is
Yep.
going arrow. Thoth's going to weave around everyone. And flank for the king.
Okay, yeah, sure. The king will step. I need to read what his fucking attacks do. That's useless. Oh, okay, let's go.
I'm just
And
going
he
to
will-
tell these alligators, by the way, that their king is a wise man.
He's gonna strike out at the ancestor spirit. Hopefully he missed with the first attack. Then he follows it up with a tail sweep attack. And he misses as well. That concealment's a bitch. Esothea.
Alright. I'm going to command Monty to unleash Toxic Shock upon this. We got the support benefit and the strike.
Hey, that's a hit.
Oh, it's the flat check was a crit.
Yeah.
Alright. Beautiful. And then
Near
Esothea
death.
is going to near death, huh? Let's see. I'm hoping. Oh, but if it's near death, then if I strike, it probably dies anyway. Yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna strike it.
Sorry, I don't know why it puts that even when I close the dialogue.
Unfortunately,
That's a miss, goddamn. No, it isn't. No, I refuse.
Oh, you're gonna hero point it.
Everyone's doing it this fight. I might as well.
Hey, that's a hit.
Okay, goodness me. All right. So it does the damage, and if that doesn't do it,
Nice.
oh, beautiful. Okay.
Beard. And it just dissipates into nothingness, sending the room back into
Jesus.
just dim light again.
Right. Damn. All right. Well, I feel a little torn about this now.
We try and like smooth things over, like
I don't know. It's just like sort of like like just puts the umbrella at ease, and it's just like your ancestor's spirit was made paranoid, driven to madness, unable to move on from his life. 'Tis not your fault, and the tragedy is shared.
yeah, but that sounds good.
I mean, Myah convinced him it was a will-o'-the-wisp. His early attack.
I'm not as convinced.
So,
I'm not as...
Oh.
Yeah, because as far as Esothea knows, like, there are things called will-o'-the-wisps, and it came to mind, but through several courses of study, that sure as hell seemed like the spirit of his ancestor.
Yep. That's the thing about rolling critical failures.
make a recon.
It doesn't matter.
Did I get 2 critical
Well,
failures?
When you get a critical failure, any future recall knowledges are critical
What
failures.
the hell? That's... Oh, I see.
Oh.
Well, oh.
So it wouldn't
Slight
have mattered how
blunder.
many times you did it. I mean, you got a critical failure twice in a row anyway, but...
You can't make this shit up.
It's
Nope.
actually like it was destined to fail.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's really unfortunate and tremendously funny.
Yeah, so Esothea, you are under the assumption that you have slain one of their ancestors in spirit
Yeah.
form. Yep.
Damn. Oh man.
The king is kind of coming out of his anger and is now unsure of what he has done. And
I mean,
he asks all of you to leave now.
Yep.
can I, on the way out, say like whatever it was urging you to violence needlessly, and that doesn't seem good to me.
Also, we were eavesdropping.
And urged me to violence. Yet you bought violence. I go now.
We
This is
are such horrible people.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
We never truly played off. Well, yeah.
I'm going to take you
we,
back to
we,
the
we
stolen
always
lands.
knew we were bad people.
we tried being nice
Yeah.
once, and we let it
And
get
we
the better of
failed.
us.
And
Oh, suddenly we're making merry with the goblins. We think we can be everyone's friend. No, everyone must die.
just going to do this quickly. Critical failure, rest. As you basically just... You wade across the river in the middle of the night and you find the first patch of dry ground to light a small fire. You huddle around to dry your clothes, and that's about it. So, what would you like to do now as the new day dawns?
What's a good I'm really sorry present?
I don't know. How far away is Candlemere Keep actually?
It's it would be a long swim.
Yeah, I
It's
figured.
probably at the
Damn.
smallest point, considering each hex is about 12 miles across. You're looking at maybe... What's that? 3... Maybe 2.5, 3 miles. It's a bit of a swim.
Yeah, it's like just a really, really long swim.
It's a really long swim. I'm not quite sure how athletic everybody is. And I'm not quite sure how Ameryss would do a 3-hour swim in full plate. I know they're strong, but
She'll be like,
I mean,
although that being said,
I could just doff my armor.
True. And then just carry it in
I
a
mean-
pack. Just like swimming with an anvil.
It's legitimately like 97 Olympic swimming pools long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can swim that.
Actually, I wouldn't
No.
even have to. I wouldn't even have to carry it. I've got instant armor. It's whisked
Oh,
off into
yeah.
an extra dimensional space.
Oh,
I've got my little pocket dimension for my own armor.
Yeah, no, I have a sneaky. Okay, yeah, maybe we just head on back. We cut our losses and we.
oh, so we could have just gone back yesterday and
Yep.
avoided all of this. You know what? I'm
Look,
not speaking to you all for at least 3 days.
Oh yeah, so when we get back on then.
I mean, with your 3 movement actions, you can just get back to town in a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then 2 more days beyond that.
Train, but the guys were like, nah.
Look,
So-
look. There was adventure to be had.
1 day of travel gives you back to your
We
town.
helped these guys and they probably won't attack us in the future.
we are such bad people.
Yeah, you are. And then what, you're gonna grab a...
Like,
Why are we bad people? We
Oh.
help these folk.
We did
I would-
free them technically. Hopefully in time they'll see that. Can I leave them my Onyx Panther, like as a... I'm sorry.
Sure. Okay, and then you grab a boat from town?
Yeah, we'll just go there and like rent a dinghy or something.
Yep. And then it'll
Yeah.
be, say, 1, 2... a day's worth of travel to get back to Candlemere Island.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
actually want to give him that item. I'll delete it from mine.
Okay, yeah, just go ahead and
Uh,
delete it from yours.
While we're in town, by the way, I forget.
Yeah.
What was the cost? If I mentioned for like buying formula.
Ooh, da-da-da-dum. Good. And depending on the item level, I think. So it's dirt cheap. Basically, it goes 5 silver pieces for a 0 cost. And then going up in level, it goes to 1, 2, 3, 5 gold for a 4th level, 8 for a 5th, 13th for a 6th, 18th for a 7th.
Right.
10th level is like 50 gold pieces. A 20th level thing is 3.5 grand. But
Yeah, I was just thinking because I have my little poison wish list in here, and I was thinking if maybe I should polish off like if they're that cheap, probably everything. It would be 2 level 7s and 3 level 8s.
Okay. How many level 7s and...
2 7s, 3 8s.
Okay. Let's see, so that'd be 111 gold pieces
111.
in total.
What about just one level 8 and
So
one level 7?
a level 7 is 18 gold, and a level 8 is
Yeah.
25 gold. So that'd be
Right, so
42,
28,
43.
43.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get the Scarlet Mist and the Smother Shroud poison ones, I'd be
Considering they're higher level than what's available in your town,
oh, right, because they're considered alchemy items, right?
yeah, you would have to
Oh.
send off for it, but you can definitely do that, and then during
I mean,
downtime
happily,
they'll arrive.
absolutely. Yep, happily. I'll jot off 43 here, and I'll note down that they'll be arriving later.
Okay.
It's this and this.
Let me get you over to Candlemere Island. That.
There we go.
Playlist for this.
Oh, this I like it. Ooh, I like the effects.
Yeah, some of the maps which come with this is really nice. Okay, so the shore. It's difficult to tell where the lake ends and the island begins, as the island is surrounded by dense tangles of reeds and greenish scum that floats on the still water. A dilapidated pier extends from the island's southern shore. Checks from everyone. I'm going to ignore the animal companions. Someone got a nat 20. Ameryss.
So,
You notice just in your pathway this,
Friend.
it looks huggable.
which
Yeah.
is a striking resemblance
Did you into
to
that?
the infested shamble mound that you had previously come across. This one does not look like it's infested with bugs and bits, though. But it seems to be here potentially not having noticed you yet. Actually, I should probably make a... Well, no, it has noticed you, but it seems to be laying in wait.
Look alive, friends.
Oh.
Just kind of jerk a finger in the direction.
Mm-hmm.
Can I spot it when it's pointed out?
Yeah,
Okay, can I start studying it?
yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, same thing here, just like sort of recalling any information possible.
Yeah. You can target it and do recall knowledge if you so wish.
Big.
Yes, this is most definitely a shambler, or a shambling mound. Would you have a quest to get some sap from?
Indeed, indeed.
What one thing would you like to know about this?
If I remember correctly, they have a weakness to fire. Let's see. What is its worst save?
Its worst save is reflex.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to like. It was Grimstalker, the last one we fought. I failed to fetch any shamble sap last time. All right. I'm ready.
Okay. Am I going to initiative some folks?
Can we do stealth on this one?
Certainly can.
It's a lot of dice.
It is indeed. The first one to act is the shambler. And it shambles. Oops,
No
sorry,
way.
that shambles to here, sorry. And will lash out at Ameryss with a vine strike. Hit for 18 damage. It then attempts to grab you.
Wait, is my shield considered raised or not?
Yes, it's
Sure.
considered raised, sorry.
Is it actually got the buff on
Oh,
me,
so that's
though?
not a hit then.
Ah!
So
Okay.
it doesn't hit. So it tries again.
Hold on, I'm just gonna throw that on me.
It's a critical miss anyway.
Defend is great.
Next up is this. Ooh, 50 foot, you say. It's not got any attacks. What the fuck is wrong with this? Try again. 1 second. There we go. Okay, so I need to add this one back. Roll for it and put it just above Astrid. Sorry, just before Esothea and the Shambler. And then
There's
strike
the-
out at Astrid. It misses, so then it whips around and tries to get Esothea. But it also misses.
Damn.
Esothea, you're up.
I'm gonna use my free recall knowledge for a 21.
On the Shambler?
Yup.
Not enough to get you anything further.
Darn. Let's see here. I mean, in which case, I suppose. Oh, I kind of don't want to be sandwiched, but to hell with it. Can I pass through it, like, on the side here by stepping diagonally?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 30, so that's 25. Apparently I collide with a wall. Do you mind dragging me?
Where are you trying to step, sorry?
Over here.
There you go.
Okay, thank you very much. And I will command Monty to get into position.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that. And he will... see, he will support benefit. And then for my last action, I'll try to make his health bar disappear. Just gotta double check here that I did everything. Yes.
Ooh, critical hit.
Absolutely, with the venom and the Monty venom as well.
Okay,
So
so
everything's
piercing. Target is slowed 1 until the end of its next turn.
And then critical damage, right?
Yeah, and critical damage.
Beautiful. Does that affect the support benefit?
No, unfortunately not. But
What are
it
you-
takes the 32 damage. It's then going to take the d6 persistent poison damage.
Pop it
So
in
that
the
was
chat.
1 action to move, 1 action to command, 1 action to attack.
Yeah, and it's also got Monty venom on the tip of the spear.
Ah,
So
okay.
everything's happening all at once.
Failed that as well, holy shit. Alright, can I do... Right, yes. Okay, it becomes Feebled 1. 2d6 more damage. Good turn.
All right,
Holy
it's
crap.
covered in extreme amounts of venom.
Yup. Cackling
So then it's
issues forth
what?
from here as another will-o'-the-wisp makes itself known
Okay. I was like, these don't cackle.
as it moves to here. Its first attack is going to be against the Shambler whilst it was invisible. If this works out correctly, it takes no damage, but it then becomes quickened. And
Oh.
seems to
Oh, I
become
see. It's
slightly more verdant.
It's striking the shambling man with electricity, isn't it?
Yep. Which is why it's cackling. It then strikes out with its third action at Esothea. Which
Lord.
means it is technically slowed 1 until the end of its turn. However, Shamblers have this. Whenever a Shambler would take electricity damage or is targeted with an electricity effect, it gains 12 temporary hit points and is quickened until the end of its next turn. You can use this extra action to stride, strike, or swim, which is kind of counteracting the slowed, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Rude.
I mean, I guess if you have answers, you know.
However,
Oh, there's another.
there are multiple lights that flicker around this place. As Esothea, you are flanked and struck
Yeah.
14 damage.
Oof.
And then it's going to strike you again.
Damn.
For
Beans.
another 11. Bringing us to Ameryss. Your turn. Everything has gone
Yeah,
bright white because of all
uh,
the fucking overlapping light sources.
There is no damage in the chat.
No? You don't see the 11?
It only says 14 for me. And then the hit.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
thinking.
okay. I'll just do 11 damage to you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Move step. We shall strike, and then we shall ratio.
Mm-hmm. That is a hit. $15 damage. Becomes... Why does it become 8? Why does it become 13? What the fuck?
Does it like not care for fire?
Oh, no, it does not care for fire.
There we go.
Astrid, you're up.
Okay.
Only
Alright,
viable flanking position is up there.
okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
It is. I'm actually in the void right now. What is happening to me?
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Right, maybe I
man.
can fix this by...
It's not letting me.
I can do it for you. There you go.
Thank you.
Let's go
Oh, that's worse.
dark to get rid of the invisibility. I can't. That's annoying. Nope. Sorry, we're gonna have to live with it. Ooh, that's a critical hit. Was that against the Will o' the Wisp?
Will of
Okay.
okay.
Let's have a look.
Oh, that's the. I look like I have like a little flower crown.
It does, yeah. Okay, the Will o' the Wisp is fatigued. Roll your critical damage.
Can a will o' the wisp get fatigue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weirdly, there's
Sure.
they are not immune to it, so yeah. Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, it's near death.
Yay! Let's go again.
Jeez. Christ almighty.
Oh.
Fortunately, a miss. Myah's not with us, so I'll take Myah's turn. First thing I'm going to do is command Todd to move on up. Strike the Shambler. Actually, no. First is Courageous Anthem. Then they command. Then she commands Todd to move and strike. That hits. Ooh. Oh, critical hit. Oh, we have cracked the deck, so... okay, yeah,
huge.
surprise opening. Free action to do another attack. So, takes 36. And then Todd will strike again. This time with claws. That miss.
Darn.
And then remaining action will be to get out of dodge because the map's making her go a weird direction. But that's fine. And then we'll leave it at the top of the round on the Shambler's turn, as it is bang on 11. Myah's had to drop out, and we'll pick it up, fighting across this incredibly like poisoned, quickened and slowed, off guard and feebled. Or it's not off guard. It's enfeebled, poisoned through the wazoo, shambling mound, and 1 near death, and 2 fully healthy Will of the Wisps next time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm scared.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to disappear, but thank you all for playing.
Thanks for running.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you
Alright.
for running.
Until next time, speak to you later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay, chat. Until next time, stay safe. See you soon. Be good to each other.